work to be done, so let's do it a little by little. Sand and the seashore were more than numbers. All together now. Wake up and live. Wake up and live. Wake up and live. Wake up and live now. You see one cocoa full of basket. Already you still live big today. Tomorrow you're buried in the casket. One cocoa full of basket. Yeah, yes. When you used to live big today, tomorrow you're buried in a casket. Walk together now. Wake up and live. Wake up and live. Wake up and live. Keep on playing. Wake up. Yeah, yeah. Wake up and live. Wake up and live. Wake up and live. Break it down. Come on now. How's the feeling over there? Wake up. Come on now. You gotta wake up and live. Life is one big road with lots of signs. Yes. So when you're riding through the ruts, don't you complicate your mind. Free from hate, mischief and jealousy. Don't bury your dog, put your dream to reality. Yeah. All together now. Wake up and live. Wake up and live. Yeah.
We can make a change. We can make a change. Come together. Whoa, yeah. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, we're always gonna be, the victim. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, we're always gonna be, the victim. My heavens declare Rastafari glory. Haile Selassie manifests his life. Now I shall tell of my story, 'cause this story has been lies, yeah. Contradicting themselves in every illustration, and they make believe in a world of confusion. Now I just see that they are beating. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, we're always gonna be another victim. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system.
Do you know what it means to have a revolution? And what it takes to make a solution? Fighting against oppression. Ooh, yeah. Battering down depression. Oh yeah. Whoa. Are you ready to stand up and fight the right revolution? Are you ready to stand up and fight it just like soldiers? Many are called, few are chosen. Many are called, few are chosen. Ooh, yeah. Whoa. Ooh, yeah. Whoa. Gotta fight the right fight in this time, yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Are you ready to stand up and fight the right revolution? Are you ready to stand up and fight it just like soldiers? Many are called, few are chosen. Many are called, few are chosen. If you wanna live forever, you gotta love each other. Say you gotta live on forever, yeah. And love one another. Boy, 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 gotta fight the right fight in this time. Whoa, boy. Oh, yeah. Giving and loving and sharing and caring for your people. Oh, yeah. A man is made according to his work, yeah. Oh, yeah. Say we gotta live on forever. Love each other. We gotta live on forever. And love one another. Oh, yeah. Living and loving and sharing and caring. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection. We're coming to you live from the studios of BES 100 FM in Kingston, Jamaica. This is your host, Minett Lawrence, together Pastor Percival and I, speaking into your morning and setting you on the path for a righteous day. Good morning to those who have joined us on air and those who have joined us online. You know that we are streaming on the major social media platforms, so you can find us on Facebook, on YouTube,
Twitch,
Twitter,
Twitch,
Instagram. Okay, perhaps I've overdone it a bit there, but we are available on the main social media platforms, so you can tune in and join the Morning Connection and the conversations that we'll be having this day. A very, very special good morning to all the students who are moving out in their numbers to sit their CSEC examinations. Well, you know, the scripture says, study to show thyself approved.
A workman that need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth that you have learned. So, as I said, good morning to John T. Good morning to Daniel.
Hey. I remember, you have a Daniel.
Yes, but that's a Daniel. Yes, but good morning to you. And you notice, we're united back together again. We're united.
Oh, like you want to sing.
You remember that
feel
song?
like singing.
Reunited.
It feels so good.
Like, it feels so good.
I couldn't miss this morning, Percival.
Well, yeah, man. But God is good. God is great, awesome. And it's good to have you. You recovered from Mother's Day and all of that
stuff.
I
was absolutely exhausted yesterday. And I had other things planned this morning also. But here we are, because I think it's very important to be standing in your position and
watching what God do.
Yes, I was looking at Nehemiah 4.
Okay.
Sanballat and Tobiah trying to pull Nehemiah from his important work. So this morning, the choice was for me to be right here on the wall, building.
We continue to build.
Continuing to build.
Continue to speak, continue to warn, continue to do what we've been called to do in this place. And so we are glad that you're here. And I didn't say good morning to those of us who are in our taxi, in our bus,
on foot.
On foot. You know, it's not a joke. You know, there are some people who have their phone and they're tuned in. Yes. And said they're listening to us. I've picked that up because when I hear people calling us, I'm downtown or on the bus.
Right.
Yes, so
right,
they're not listening to us on the bus. Yes.
True. Yes, because Wayne has called us.
And say I'm on a bus, but he's not listening. He's not listening to the radio.
On the bus. He has his own device. Yeah. Well, you know what? I think it's a blessing when you find something that resonates with your thoughts and how you're feeling about certain things, and you follow it. You invest the time. We just said earlier, study to show thyself approved, and study takes many forms. It includes listening to the opinions and the ideas of others and picking through to see what is going on in your environment, how others are feeling about the things that are happening, and also setting your own position in with regards to those things. I was reflecting this morning and saying, you know, as long as you are on purpose and working in this realm on earth, you must have interactions and contacts with people. And as long as you are interacting with people, there is room at your table for a Judas. There's room at your table for a Christ. There's going to be room at your table for every type of personality that you can meet in your daily walk. So this morning, it is really to encourage those who are walking through. Don't be distracted or pulled away from what you have set your mind to do by anything that is meant to distract and destroy.
You just move along, and you know.
Keep moving. Don't quit. Keep moving.
And as you say that, we
keep showing up.
Each time we say good morning. It's now time for 6:30.
6:30 a.m. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is already pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on BES 100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program the voice of hope as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in the Lord.
Vejan Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Haggard Park Road. Vejan Printers, your best choice in printing.
Bess 100 FM presents the Mature and Moving Up Show with Lascelles Butch Chen on Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. Welcome to this pioneering radio program on our continuing worth in our maturing years, compellingly defined to educate and liberate the younger generation. Tune in and welcome.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how do I take taxi start?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? Yeah, waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose your problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
You big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try and call him, cause trust me.
Waiters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
Half a tree. When I'm ready, 200. Ready, mama. Ready. Is this the confusion you feel when trying to work your way through medical systems in Jamaica? Try a dose of Ask Dr. Mary every Thursday at 5 to 6 p.m. Let Dr. Mary help you understand your medical problems and bring you to a calmer place.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning. Yesterday, I was in the book of Judges, and I want to continue to be in the book of Judges because there are some things that I highlighted in terms of what was happening. And so we were in Judges 6 to 8 in terms of the call of God to Gideon. And the backdrop was that they were up against it, meaning Midian was doing everything to destroy them within their power. And they were walking outside of purpose. Can you imagine you are threshing wheat in a wine press? Mm-hmm. That, to me, just speaks to the fact that you're out of purpose. And there he is, and God appears to him because the people cried out for help, and God responded because what had happened was that Joshua died, the elders who were with him had died, and the people were just doing their own thing. And remember when Moses had spoken to them and they were going, he says, if you walk away from what God has said, you know that judgment will reach. And that is what was happening. And during that period of time, remember we spoke about Deborah last week, and this week I'm speaking about Gideon. And God said to him, in the state of distress that he was, the word came to him and says, mighty man of valor, which means that God understood and God was calling him out in terms of what he knew was inside of him. And when Gideon heard that, Gideon was saying, no man, it can't be me. And he began to lament and to make excuse as to why it could not be him. First, he was up with one of the smallest tribes, and his clan was the smallest, and he was the youngest. And God said to him, no. And in calling him out, God said to him, you will do what I've set you to do. And then interestingly, God says, go in the power and the strength that I have given you. And you know what Gideon had to do? Gideon had to repent on behalf of his people to be back in alignment with God. So he had to destroy all the Baals that they had erected. And when he did it by night. And they were saying, who did it? I know what happened? When the people said, who has destroyed Baal? And they says, it is Gideon. You know what his father says? If this God, and you said is really God, let him defend himself. And we know the story was, eventually God used Gideon, only 300 people, to rout the Midianites, the mighty army. Because the word to us is in terms of all the things we are facing. And I drew an analogy with the crime and violence, the corruption, what's happening with this constitutional reform, and saying, but those are the things that are facing us. But God calls every individual to take their stance, to take responsibility, to know that God has empowered them, and then working with God, we will be able to overcome. So I'm continuing that call to us as Jamaicans. It looks like there are a lot of things out there that would want to overwhelm us in our individual circumstance, in the circumstances in our family, in the circumstances that are happening in our community, and we take it right up to what is happening nationally. And God is saying, okay, are there any Gideons who have recognized that really we are not walking or living righteousness? Because remember, righteousness exalts a nation, and sin is missing the mark, missing the alignment, walking out of purpose, becomes a reproach unto you. So God calls us back to the place of relationship. God calls us back to the place of fearing Him. God calls us back to the place in terms of loving our neighbors ourselves. And we'll begin to see the change that we want to see. But it really begins with us as individuals working within our sphere of influence to effect the change, to bring back righteousness as the main agenda in our country. And then we'll begin to see the salvation that we are calling for, asking for. And so this morning, when you are standing for what is right, the forces of darkness, the forces that would seek to subjugate you and to say, who are you to stand in the face of what we, the Midianites, want to do? And God is saying, well, I have some news that I want to tell you. These people walk righteousness, I'm standing with them, because the 300 is going to overcome the thousands of persons who are standing against what is right and just, and that is true in this circumstance. So the Guinean army is arising in this nation. Today, we started it yesterday. And the Gideons, because God doesn't look at your circumstance and say, I cannot use you.
But I want to comment on it, because a lot of times when we identify these big personalities in the Bible and say we're calling out calling out the Deborahs, the Esthers, the Gideons. I think the average person might be saying, well, who am I? How do I know which spirit I carry? And Gideon is an interesting one and a very fitting one for Jamaica, because you know you're a Gideon if there are a couple of things you can spot in your own circumstances. And I think there are many Gideons in Jamaica. The most important one is what the element you zeroed in on just now when you said a man threshing wheat in a wine press is moving out of purpose, was how you characterized it. But I want to go a little deeper with it. A man threshing wheat in a wine press is a man who will do anything to preserve the value he has created. He is not leaving himself vulnerable, open to the Midianites to come and steal the harvest. So he finds a way, and I think of all the things that I admire and love about my Jamaican spirit.
Always find a way.
Find a way.
To survive.
Find a way. Others were just suffering the loss and crying out to God. This young man, he said that of the smallest tribe, the least of his family.
And he put that up as an excuse as to why he can't be used
He can't be on the front line, being the general of the army. He knows that he lacks the confidence to step forward and be prime minister. He lacks the confidence to step forward as the captain of the army. He lacks the confidence to step to the front of the room and say, now listen, let's go this way. But he is not a pushover. He did not just let them have it. He took the wheat into a place where they would not be looking because it was not the season for grapes. And he went about his business seeking to keep the harvest. Absolutely, he found a way. So you can know that you have the Gideon spirit.
Most Jamaicans.
I tell you. Most Jamaicans have the Gideon spirit. You know you have the Gideon spirit if even in your acknowledgement of vulnerability, limitations, weakness, I'm not as educated, I don't have as much money, I don't have the right connections, but by God, I'm not letting the Midianites take my harvest. That's you. Let that spirit arise in you. Now, we're not saying go out there and create your own army, because remember, Gideon was called. But if you have that spirit in you, and you know that this is the fire that burns in you, just now begin to examine more closely what God is saying to you, because he's saying something to everyone, because he created everyone with a purpose. And then answer the call. Another thing that you pointed out, which spoke volumes to me, is that the first step that Gideon had to take was tear down the idols.
You had to tear it down.
Because if you are answering the call of God, you cannot be double-minded. You can't have this altar over there, so, and that altar over there, so, putting an envelope on one place and one another, hedging your bets. You must be of a single mind. Quite recently, I was speaking to a young Christian lady who is in my group, and she was saying some things, like she was talking about going out to evangelize, but at the same time being very conscious of your own situation of lack. You know, so you're going out, you don't have this, you don't have that.
But you're still talking about
you're going out. So the caution that was given to me for her was what John the Revelator was told about the church of Laodicea. You're neither hot nor cold. You cannot let the things that you lack become such a distraction that you are now lukewarm. You for the church of Laodicea, it wasn't lack that caused them to be lukewarm. They were wealthy, they were famous, they had their own, notorious products on the market. So they were comfortable. they were comfortable, and because they were so comfortable, there was no fire to drive them to higher heights. With Gideon, you couldn't be answering the call of God while your foot over there, so in the house of Baal. And you had to tear it down. You had to tear it down.
And then in tearing it down, because he recognized, you see this thing of altars, probably what we have to
do us dedicate a whole season
on what altars mean, because an altar is the place of exchange,
sacrifice and exchange
between the heavenly realm and the physical realm. And we understand that. That is why I say to families, the family altar is so crucial and important, because in it, and I've seen it happen for us as a family, we set aside 2 times that we meet together. People can, but we meet and we bring the issues and we pray. And I remember, I've just said this, I've never seen somebody, Minett, get a scholarship in a second term. 2 terms, and they obtain a scholarship in the second term. You only get it in first term, but not in second term.
Yeah, you don't. It doesn't continue.
It runs the full gamut of the year, but you don't get it in.
I see what I mean. You get it in the first term for the whole year, but second term, that means something was left in the bag just for you.
Call it in because it's there.
Yes, pull it down.
Daddy, that you prophesied and you can't speak the thing. So that altar. So the altar for him was important, and he did what was there, and a transaction happened between the heavens and earth to usher in the victory that he was. As he say, he tore down the altars. As you say, you can't be a divided mind. If God be God,
then there is no other.
And it's interesting when the forces came and they said, "Oh, tear down the altar," and they say, "Oh, bright enough." I did it by night. But when they won the money,
that's the Gideon spirit too.
You're not commotion, but you do it because
do
you're
it
trying
when
to
you
build
feel
strength
safe
as you're going on. And so we tore down our altar, and his father knew it was him. And father all the time told him, father said, "Well, let me tell you something. If Baal is God, let him defend himself. We not have to defend him."
Yep.
And so it is.
But that was a God to whom they were paying homage. While the Midianites were thieving the harvest.
Yes.
So, one thing you must know about your God is that he shows up for you.
And he always
he delivers. So, yeah.
We see as you said that.
Yeah, so the Gideon spirit. We have it in Jamaica. You can know yourself.
And then there's a Nehemiah spirit.
No, that's mine. That is mine. I claim that one.
And
the builder.
And Nehemiah, people don't understand how Nehemiah was a very important man, And Nehemiah was cupbearer to the king. And if you understand those times, we think we have modern intrigue in politics. Yes, but for them, the king, he had to drink.
He had to taste before the king couldn't be poisoned. Nehemiah was standing between the king and death. Every time he took a sip, there was that risk. Cupbearer to the king.
Yes, and so the thing is, when you're in those positions, and some of the times you read these things, how do you understand the context? The king was absolute, absolute. Him just look like you. Off with your head. We see it in some movies today.
Yes.
So he was very important, and the king knew that something was wrong. I said, "How your face? You look so."
The king saw that he was looking sad.
Yes, and he says, "What
happened to you?"
What happened to you, my brother? And he told him, he said, "How can I be happy when the place that we call home is in ruins? How can we stand and say everything is all right when we look around us in Jamaica and so many things are in ruin?" And he said, "I have to do something about it." So like a Nehemiah, you have come to the fore. I says, "I got to do something about it. You've been in the belly of the beast and you come out. So you can tell us what is in the belly of the beast."
And with Nehemiah serving as he did, was serving from a place of captivity.
Yes.
Nehemiah was a servant in the palace whilst in exile. So for me, there's always a lesson about serving while you are in a place that is not comfortable. It's not the place you want to be. Sometimes it's imposed on you, but you must still find the wherewithal to stand up and do what you need to do. But so I like that about Nehemiah, obviously, because I mean I've had to serve, and you can become selfish and more concerned about the things that affect you personally and affect your family, and let that decide how you spend your time. Or you can, with the Nehemiah spirit tucked into your belly, you can set about doing what Nehemiah called it an important work. And this was the rebuilding of the wall. Now, the walls
are important.
Walls are important.
Most important in their time.
Yeah.
Walls offer protection.
Yeah.
What comes in, what goes out. If people again understand context, walls are very important. And if walls are broken down and destroyed, any and everything can come in. But if you have walls that are secured, it stands against everything that would seek to come in to destroy you. Yeah.
And it protects what's within.
Right.
Yeah. So and for us who are watchmen, the watchmen stand on the wall. If there is no wall, your vantage point is lost.
You can't see nothing.
Your ability to see and to give a warning in good time is compromised. So the walls had been broken down. Jerusalem was under siege, place burned down, everything mashed up, as was prophesied. And now it was time for the wall to be rebuilt, and Nehemiah was one of them. And so while he was on the job, a number of things happened. And we put it in context because many of us, you out there listening, you are on purpose doing what it is you're ordained to do. The enemy see it, don't like it. And if you go into Nehemiah chapter 4, you see how it went. There's a prayer that you must pray, and I'm going to share it with you this morning too. When the enemies heard that the wall was being rebuilt, they were furious and indignant and mocked the Jews.
Them do all at the time?
Yes, they wrote letters, they put it in the newspapers, they called the press, they said, look what's going on there. They sent letters back to the king to say these troublemakers.
Yes, you see them I try to build up another dynasty over here. So.
And these people, if you must remember about Jerusalem, Jerusalem is a place where trouble, always causing problem in the realm. So it is. Some of us are, the work we are doing, very, very disconcerting to the enemy. And so the call always goes out to try and pull you away. And this was Nehemiah's prayer. I love it. He said, hear, O our God, for we are despised. Turn their reproach on their own heads and give them as plunder to a land of captivity. Do not cover their iniquity and do not let their sin be blotted out before you, for they have provoked you by angering the builders. So if you have the Nehemiah spirit, it means you have been called out of a place of captivity, brokenness, whatever. You are on purpose doing what God has set you to do, restoring the walls, bringing attention to matters that the enemy don't want you to touch, because that is where they prosper. When they come at you, just go into Nehemiah chapter 4 and pray that prayer.
And you know, remember they have the Tobias and the Sanballat, all the different spirits that are always
like the Midianite spirit that come to steal the harvest,
to kill, destroy, and come and push against purpose for you, and to understand what it is. And it says, I'm doing a good work. Nehemiah responded to them, you know, because they wanted this again is intrigue, you know.
Oh, yes.
They wanted them to come down so that they could kill them.
So they kept sending messages to draw him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I keep getting the messages. I keep experiencing the attempts to pull me in one direction or another. Nothing that is ever good for me. And I've learned to find my Nehemiah position so that I can say, I am doing an important work, I cannot come.
So this morning it's a shout out to all of us who love this country, who understand that there are so many forces that are aligned against what God in his infinite wisdom declared over our country when we were birthed, even though it wasn't, you people say it wasn't an intentional thing, but even with the non-intentionality of it, if there's such a word, God always, because he's sovereign, he is sovereign. Romans 8:28, and we know that God is working it together for good to those who love him, to those who are called according to his purpose. Ultimately, let me declare this: God's purpose will prevail. Say it again. God's purpose for your life, for your family, in your community, for every nation will prevail, because he rules and he reigns in the kingdom of men. So do not despair. When you understand purpose, when it's so very clear to you, you can walk amidst all of the distractions, amidst all of the attacks that come against you, because God's purpose will prevail, and God will put a hedge of protection round about you in the situation, because ultimately his purpose will prevail.
But you know, there are a lot of times we see people die, what we would say prematurely.
Yes. Premature death.
We say they die prematurely, largely because in our state of ignorance, we do not know why the time has been cut short, or we have no idea what their purpose was, and we don't know what may have caused the interruption of a lifespan that could have run the number of years that is granted to man. But on the point you just made, that God's purpose will prevail, you will die. In fact, that's what scripture says now. Heaven and earth will pass away.
The word.
The word. It means that you and I are more likely going to die rather than the word of God fall to the ground. It will not happen. Whatsoever he has spoken. So that's what makes it so easy for some of us to just be in alignment. Just get with the program. It becomes easier.
It's line up with what God is doing.
Yeah. If you fight it, no man will fight against God and win. It's not possible. I mean, even here, the prayer that Nehemiah prayed is, do not let their sin be wiped out before you because of their mocking, taunting, oppression of those who were on purpose rebuilding the wall. They angered God. So you might be looking at the person that you're terrorizing and feeling that that person is of little consequence, no moment in the overall scheme of things. They come and they go. You've seen 100 of them, and you've been able to deal with each one of them in the same way. But the one you are touching, who has been set by God to accomplish certain things, when you touch that one, you anger God. And I think that's something for us to remember, not just those who are doing the touching, but those who are experiencing the oppression, that you don't fight alone. It's not your fight. I know it's not my fight. There's a beautiful picture of me on the front page
this morning
in my carousel shirt. I just love it that I'm in my carousel
like
shirt.
You're saying, wow, look what God
because
will do in this
the restoration and the settling of the account involves carousel.
Yes. Yeah, but you're saying, I was looking at it and I was saying,
the expression.
The expression says, wow, look what God has done.
Yeah.
In terms of what he is.
Well, God will be doing a lot more. It's 7 a.m. Let us take our break. When we come back, there's a song that has been set for me. So we're coming back with some music. And then, Percy and I will continue to prepare you for the day's events.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than
Bess FM 100.5 on your dial. Keep listening.
Schools are supposed to be places for our children to learn and develop, but the story had become very different for Rhodes Hall High School in Hanover. What was intended as a place of education had gradually been transformed into a place of substance use and gang violence, with many of its students participating in both.
Since the reopening of school, there has been a lot of fights, gang-related activities, and smoking in the uniform that has been assigned to us. When I'm walking, I can see students smoking, drinking, or even showing weapons that they have managed to bring across on the school ground. I believe that has brought the school reputation down, and it is not a great influence on the younger ones coming to school.
Grade 10 student Brianna Warp. Staff and students agreed that it was time for a change. To tackle the issue, staff at the school partnered with the Green Island Police Station and the National Council on Drug Abuse to offer social intervention sessions for students. The idea originated with Dean of Discipline of the institution, Gregory Hewitt, with help from friends at the Sandals Negril Hotel chain. They later dubbed the initiative Educon Care.
It's a merger of education, looking on conflict resolutions, and also looking on career path.
Vice Principal Camille Drummond Buchanan says this initiative is just the beginning of greater things to come for Rhodes Hall High School.
We know that our children are appreciative of this kind of initiative because we know they're going to learn about the dangers of substance use and abuse. They're going to learn how to resolve their conflicts. They're going to learn how to be confident in self. And this is going to encourage them to attend school. It's going to encourage them to aim for higher expectations, have ambition, to want more for themselves.
Brianna Warp says she appreciated the counseling sessions and hopes it brings about lasting change in the school.
I believe that they came with everything that was needed, and it was great that they highlighted what are in some of the drugs that the nowadays youths are using and how it has impacted their health and their thinking ability.
Another grade 10 student, Brianna Kerr, says she was happy when information was shared about a particular drug called Molly. She hopes her schoolmates will take the words of wisdom to heart and protect themselves.
And I'm so glad they touched on that area because it's not a new drug that has just come about, but it has just now been trendy. I really do hope children be really careful of the intake on drugs or do not take drugs at all.
Brianna says violence in her school and its environs has been a major concern for her and her friends. She hopes the information shared by the police will have a positive impact going forward.
I've seen multiple instances where people have become very violent. There's multiple fights that has been going viral of Rhodes High or any other high school in Jamaica. We heard about stabbings, killing. It's really scary to think about that. I'm coming to school today and I might not go home and see my mother in the evening. So I really do hope that children learn from what Sandals said today. And I thank Sandals for coming here today and raising awareness on everything.
Meanwhile, Police Inspector Marvin Hodges says the staging of the sessions was a step in the right direction for the school and the community, adding that he hopes the initiative will continue in the future.
I see this initiative as a win-win for the community and the school at large. For the past years, the school has been plagued with some violence, and as a result, their peace initiative was highlighted, and as of such, for you to come along, it's a great honor for you to partner with police.
This is just the beginning of efforts to positively impact the lives of students at Rhodes Hall High School. Keep your eyes open for more activities geared at promoting peace and growth at the institution. That's where we end this feature. Thanks for listening. Until we meet again, I'm Andre Palmer.
a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-Time Taxi Service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is already pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on BES 100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program, The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in the Lord.
Say, let not your hearts be troubled. Just believe in God Almighty and daily renew the mind. As we live in this time when fake is more valued than real, lies prefer to truth, the unnatural put above the natural. This is Lady Donna, aka Double D Don, with a new song, Almighty Jah, encouraging your people to keep the faith. God will make a way. Get your copy today. It's on all digital platforms. Lady Donna Official on Instagram, Facebook, AsujaRecords.com. For bookings, Asuja Record label at Gmail. Almighty Jah!
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veteran Printers, your best choice in printing.
Half a tree. 180, 200. Ready, mama? Ready. Is this the confusion you feel when trying to work your way through medical systems in Jamaica? Try a dose of Ask Dr. Mary every Thursday at 5 to 6 p.m. Let Dr. Mary help you understand your medical problems and bring you to a calmer place.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veteran Printers, your best choice in printing.
BES 100 FM presents the Mature and Moving Up Show with Lascelles Butch Chen on Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. Welcome to this pioneering radio program on our continuing worth in our maturing years, compellingly defined to educate and liberate the younger generation. Tune in and welcome.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on BES 100.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
suddenly I'm not afraid, 'cause you speak and freedom reigns. There is hope in every single word you say. I don't miss one word you speak, 'cause everything you say is life to me. I don't wanna miss one word you speak. Quiet my heart, I'm listening. When sorrows roll and troubles rage, you whisper peace. When I don't have the words to say, I won't lose hope. And storms won't break, you keep your word. Oh, and your promises will keep me safe. I don't miss one word you speak, 'cause everything you say is life to me. I don't miss one word you speak. So quiet my heart, I'm listening. You know just what I need. I trust you, Jesus. You see what I cannot see. Your ways are higher. You know just what I need. I trust you, Jesus. You see what I cannot see. Your ways are higher. You know just what I need. I trust you, Jesus. You see what I cannot see. Your ways are higher. You know just what I need. I trust you, Jesus. You see what I cannot see. Oh, miss one word you speak, 'cause everything you say is life to me. No, miss one word you speak. So quiet my heart, I'm listening. Miss one word you speak, 'cause everything you say is life to me. Miss one word you speak. So quiet my heart, I'm listening. Oh, I don't miss one word you speak, 'cause everything you say is life to me. I don't wanna miss one word you speak. So quiet my heart, I'm listening.
I am listening. I am listening. All right,
Not
well.
Me Too. It's not the Me Too movement we're starting.
But you,
I am listening. We're not. I am not the Me Too. I am listening. But you need even.
Thank you, Mr. Producer.
Even as we have focused on
that song.
'Cause that songwriter, that singer is focusing on purpose, listening to what God is saying to you in the moment that you're understanding purpose and what you are. I just want to quote an 18-year-old. And he,
I hope it's Jeremiah.
No, it was no. This guy is.
I'm kidding.
When he's competed at boys and girls championship former KC athlete. He has this thing on his head that says God-centered.
Mhm.
I've noticed a lot of them now openly proclaim their faith. But he just broke the world under 20 triple jump record. And this is what he said. It's all about trusting the process. God has shown me I'm talented. I do put in the hard work, but now I have to put it all to God because I don't think there's any 18-year-olds doing the stuff that I do. But I'm proud of myself, so proud of my coach for keeping patience with me and being a good person overall with me. This mark, I'm not going to put any limits on myself.
Wow.
That's an 18-year-old speaking.
All right, come, let me read it again, because sometimes when you read it, and I was listening, you know, I was listening. But yeah, if I take it a little further up, quoting young Mr. Hibbert, even by his standards, he is amazed by the rapid growth he has taken this season, something that he does not only attribute to his own hard work and perseverance. It's all about trusting the process. God has shown me I am talented. I do put in the hard work, but I have to put it all to God, because I don't think there is any 18-year-old that is doing the stuff that I do. But I am proud of myself, so proud of my coach for keeping patience with me and being a good person overall to me. With this mark, I am not going to put any limits on myself. Wow.
That's an 18-year-old speaker.
Yeah.
But what I
love
like,
it.
he says, I'm trusting the process because he recognizes that God is in the process.
Yeah, but you see, there's a process for everything. And this is one of the laws on which the universe is built, or the world is built. This is one of God's laws. Process. It might be 3 steps, 4 steps, 100 steps, whatever it is, there is a process to everything. The easiest one for us to relate to is the gestation period for a human child.
Yes.
Or for an elephant.
Which is
It's 15 months. Thank God I'm not an elephant.
You're not an elephant, my sister.
But there is a process. Now, God can supernaturally intervene and speed up the process. Or can I tell you, slow down the process.
And he does it
11 days walk between Egypt and Canaan.
It took 40 years.
And it took 40 years.
I know why it did, because God was proving what was in their heart. That's what he said at the end. I wanted to prove what was in the heart, and there was some process. He wanted to get people who are ready for battle, people who had left Egypt behind. Because one of the things with the persons who came out of Egypt, which represents a place of limitations, into the wilderness, they were always looking back to what was. And God says, that is not going to help
that
you.
Habit, that
those
attitude,
habits,
you gotta lose it.
You gotta throw it out.
Yeah.
And even as I'm saying it to us as individuals. I'm speaking to myself. You know what's happening to me. I'm speaking to the nation.
Yes.
In terms of some of the things you have trusted in, you've got to let it go, because God is doing something new and different. And even as we reflect on what is happening in this constitutional reform process, you know what I'm sensing? They're hanging on to some things that they know they just have to let it go.
Well, let me tell you something. As you say, God is doing a new thing, and he's doing it with some new people too. He's raising up his army. Remember we talked about the 7,000?
Yeah.
Always 7,000 whose knees have not bowed, whose lips have not kissed. Always he has his people in place, and he is raising up his army to handle matters. One of the things that I know keep people somewhat perturbed is the idea that those who hold the power in this season are going to try and set things. Of course they're going to set things. That's their job. That's why they're there. They're going to set things. But we must have the confidence in the process that God has set. Behind everything that man is doing, there is the process that God has set, and it will assert itself at the right time.
Okay.
So when I see people trying to get, trying to make a president who is really just another governor general or is just another, and they may set the rule however they like to do it. One thing I know, God gives the right people the knowledge, the experience, and the stomach to take up the fight and make the change. It will change. Anything you see you put there. A while ago, remember, one of our listeners online has asked, has the government set aside lands in perpetuity for food security? And no development can be done on those lands. No, they haven't. But you know what? They don't need to, because anytime we step up and say, this piece of land over here that have a hotel on it, it going to have vegetable, rice, whatever it is. And anything that man make can be taken down.
That's true.
So I am not disturbed but the least bit by all of the expensive efforts to create gods and to create monuments and to set things that can't. We've seen, I've stood at a spot in Europe and have them explain to me that the city was right here.
I've been to the Berlin Wall.
There you go.
I've been to
a wall that divided a nation.
Yes.
Created two cultures, one on either side. And families split.
And when I go there, I say, oh, this used to
be the wall.
Berlin. I say, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, we have lived and traveled and seen that anything that man think he is doing to last forever, somebody's feeding chickens on it, and places everywhere you stand was a burying ground for somebody. When you think about it.
Yeah, it's true.
So my imagination and my spirit is big enough to appreciate that the monument you create today will be somebody's paperweight tomorrow.
That's so true. You say that all the time.
Yes, I'm not deterred by the power brokers making their pronouncements and making their moves and setting it in such a way that if you fall for it, you'll never rise again.
Because we
not
trust
disturbed
in God.
by it.
We trust
in God. But so not disturbed by that. But can I tell you, I am amused without end by the pussyfooting debacle. And today, Michael Abrams, whom I absolutely adore, has written about it. Percy, you never did you dive into it? So of course Luther and Cousins in the House challenged the government to stop pussyfooting around a particular issue. Let me see what it was again. The same thing we're talking about, the agricultural sector, food security. So Mr. Cousins said the government should stop pussyfooting. The Speaker of the House felt that that word was not appropriate in the highest court of the land. I am sure I did not hear what I hear. She continued, I want to remind you and all of us that this is the highest court of the land, and that word is inappropriate to be used in here. That is my ruling. That was me simulating the pounding of the gavel. Isn't it ridiculous?
Yeah, but
what Michael has written now is really what got to me. So he narrates the events. He said Opposition Leader Mark Golding pointed out that the word was not obscene, but meant act in a cautious or non-committal way. You know the cat with his soft paw? Just easing his way, not wanting to disturb anything. And described it as plain English, not an offensive or derogatory word. However, says, this is Michael Abrams commenting on it now. However, the speaker obstinately refused to budge and ended the discussion by saying, this is the highest court of the land, and I have closed the argument. Michael then introduces another word that the Gleaner didn't shy from. The Gleaner will not shy from. The Gleaner don't shy from much. Michael then says it was cockamamie. And I also saw in one of the editorials, the Gleaner editorial, talking about, no, it wasn't the Gleaner, it was Dr. Cooper talking about cock up. Describing events in using words that have the plain, literary, imaginative, whatever, meaning that are commonplace in our way of expression, but now have fallen into great disfavor because we have become some kind of moralist
Cockamamie. I was waiting.
It's cockamamie.
Yeah, it's cockamamie or whatever.
No, but can you imagine that? And you know where it stems from? I'm going to call it. You see, when the Broadcasting Commission issued its directive saying words like chopper, I mean, what that means is beyond me. When they begin to police words, what happens is that all of us, with our very fertile imagination and drawing from our own experiences, begin to import meanings into common words and confuse the nation, because the speaker's response to pussyfooting is derived completely from her own experience and her own moral position and how she regards the word.
No, but as you speak about that, we understand when they say pussyfooting around a matter. Him good man, him but as we see, you know, I understand what it means. Any person in understand would understand what the person meant. It wasn't meant to be obscene or anything like that, really.
But it was for Miss Dalrymple, which makes me wonder what kind of conversations she's having. What is her dictionary? Why she would treat the word in such a way. But Michael goes on to say something I had said to you on air, that Mr. Warmington, he described Mr. Warmington as a crass and vulgar ignoramus of no mean order, who his party refuses to call out for his unacceptable and offensive remarks. But then he speaks about what Warmington said concerning Colin Bell. Warmington told him that only Chink and Fly would invite him on the tour. What does that mean?
No man. Chinks and flies are the only things that go to a place uninvited.
Yes.
That's what's this context, yeah. It's only chinks and flies, so you were not invited, so you're a chink and fly.
So Dr. Abrams makes the point that the JLP's hypocrisy is disturbing, deeply disturbing.
No, but you know what is interesting? In the paper today, you're reading from today's paper. Our learned friend, your learned colleague, Gordon Robinson, has thing that he says, defend.
Right below it.
Yeah, and what he's speaking about is that same incident that not a soul for the PMP bothered to address. 3, a Stonewall. Wednesday in Parliament, which is what he had, it's an example of defend at all costs, unfolded after the Speaker ruled that an opposition MP's choice of word was unparliamentary. After the MP agreed to withdraw the term, Low Golden rose to defend, but only succeeding in embarrassing his own MP. Apparently, the fundamental right to organs must be protected by enemies necessary. I disagree with you, Gordon.
What is that? Where are you reading?
That's Gordon. It's Gordon. It's here.
That's his conclusion?
That is conclusion, yes, on the matter. So, Gordon, normally I hear what you're saying, but this time, I'm not in agreement with you.
All right. Well, I'm not as, I didn't speed read it. I hadn't got there yet. But freedom of the press
comes back into
freedom of expression.
Yeah.
That is what we stand for. It's even why we're here. People need information and ideas need to contend in the public space because we say we are a democracy. But even if we were not a democracy, we want to live peaceably with all men as far as is possible. And for you to maintain any kind of peaceful living, you have to share ideas and come to some agreement on what's what.
And he was also writing about that unfortunate incident at the PMP headquarters when
with the journalist
who said and it is indefensible. It just said the man, whoever said it, was in error. Even if our friends, they were saying, I never listened to the excerpt because Dayton Campbell was on a radio station, according to Gordon speaking about. It's wrong, man. It's just wrong. We don't do that. It's 7:30.
7:31.
Yeah.
We had to be taken off the microphone.
Yes.
All right, we'll be right back.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi star?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time on shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
You big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try calling her, cause trust me.
Winters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
Goodness mercy, it's me again, Lord, your restorer, your game changer. Join me every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and Bess FM 100. It's Apostle Clive Campbell, aka the Khaki Suit Man, coming to you from 8 to 12 Orange Street, also Richmond District, Mandeville. Embrace the change.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veteran Printers, your best choice in printing.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
There will be days when you're too tired to move, to drive, but you think you have to because your vehicle won't wash itself, right? But no, you don't have to visit a car wash. 123 Mobile Car Wash will come straight to you. Yes, you heard right. 123 Mobile Car Wash is offering services in Kingston and St. Andrew and St. Catherine. We shampoo and detail cars, trucks, offices, and more. No job too small. Call us at 876-631-3400. 123 Mobile Car Wash. We come to you.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning, welcome back to The Morning Connection. As my learned friend, there's a wonderful picture on the front page today.
You want to interview me?
Should I? I don't think so.
It's not worth it.
No, I just think that it is significant that one of your babies is celebrating 8 years today. The Universal Access Fund was very important in terms of what it was lobbying for, pushing
No,
for?
no. I was the one who, at the time, I was advisor to the Minister on Technology. How do I put it now?
You remember you'd said that when you were going and the US was saying, no, you can't do it. And you...
Oh, I was its chief defender.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I was the person who created the template for it. I was the person who ran the consultation to get consensus from the industry on what it would do. And even the first order that was prepared, the first ministerial order to draw money into the fund was created by me and became the template for all of the others. So it is very much my firstborn. Well, perhaps not my firstborn, but it is standing tall amongst them. The things that have happened to it have been a source of pain over the years, but I'm still very hopeful that it will one day return to its purpose. It's established as a trust. The monies in it were never meant to become the government slush fund or to be used for any kind of political points. The monies in it belong to the carriers who contributed and belongs to the telecom sector, which should be growing, expanding, and deepening its reach through the expenditures. Right now, it is being used to set up what feels like an alternative Big Brother spying system by the government, who is just using it to create public Wi-Fi spaces where once you get on it, the government can be all over your business. Who don't know that that's what it is, please take note. Once you get onto one of those government-owned free Wi-Fi space, anything you do, it's all available.
So people might say, oh, we're getting free Wi-Fi. But
no, it's just like when you get free candy, people put drugs in it. You know that? Sometimes it's not even free. You have to buy it. But it's to get you addicted to something so you can be available for manipulation. So don't go do your banking on no government free Wi-Fi in the park and other such things. Anyway, so it's being used in a way now that gives me cause for concern. But as I've said, when the time comes and the right hands are controlling the helm, you will see God do what he had always intended to do. I mean, there's scripture that tell you you're gonna live in houses you never built and have vineyards you never planted. Oh, you think that happened? Somebody is busy setting it up and creating it, and then God is gonna move you into position. It's why I have to be a believer in a Percival.
That's why I'm a believer.
Yeah, there's no way I could do and be who I am without having faith in God.
Since it's like air you breathe. It's like that's what it is.
Yeah, because who else could motivate a person to take some of the toughest knocks and the most painful experiences and have a testimony out of it? Some of the things that happen to us are the plan of the enemy is for you to die, is to destroy you.
And so
yesterday a lady told me that there is a spirit set to have me imprisoned and commit suicide.
But we come against that even in the name of Jesus.
I don't doubt it that somebody has tried to do that, but you fight against me, you fight against God.
And I just tell people, because even last night, there are a lot of Jamaicans who that seem to be what it is. The circumstances. That is why the word of God says, when the righteous rule, the people rejoice. When the wicked are in power, the people groan. And there's a lot of groaning that's happening around the world, and even in Jamaica in a lot of ways. People are groaning because the unrighteous are ruling us. And I say that it's not me say it,
So anyway, what did you want to ask me about the front page?
Yeah, I was thinking about
be the first.
All right, so here we are. So this barred attorney facing jail time. We know what happened in regards to that, and we know that went to the appeal court, and the appeal court did what? The appeal court set aside the findings of dishonest and fraudulent conduct
which were a big deal. I mean, the GLC had like 90 something findings, and 90 something of them were about dishonest conduct and basically that I fabricated a transaction. Today, the Gleaner is very politely calling it a failed business transaction. I was not in any business transaction with Mr. Northover. Mr. Northover made a loan, and I was the lawyer who prepared the agreement for the loan. The loan was not repaid, and it became a whole fantastic tale of lawyer stealing from client. That was how the GLC determined it and ordered me to repay him the monies he had loaned plus interest on it, and it came to a fantastic sum of almost 600 and odd thousand US dollars. I appealed that.
Okay, so you appealed the GLC ruling, and you appealed the amount that was levied against.
No, I appealed the GLC ruling, but you know, at the time, my attorney said, and I was being represented by very able Queen's Counsel Lord Gifford, to whom, you know, I'm greatly indebted. But Lord, my attorney's viewpoint was that the findings were so terrible that you could not appeal against the findings and appeal against sanction at the same time. And he was of the view that I need only appeal against the findings, because if that is set aside, then the sanction would be immediately open to review, because the sanction was based entirely on the horror of the findings. And when we were before the Court of Appeal and he was seeking to make that point that, well, if she did all these things, she should be disbarred. We couldn't come here and say, okay, maybe she did all those things, but it should have a different result. The allegations were so terrible, the findings were so outrageous that you couldn't say that there is some lesser penalty that could be applicable to behavior of that sort. The Court of Appeal said to him when he took that position, they said, but we can set aside the findings and we have the power to also look at the sanction, because when it comes before us, it would be like a rehearing of the entire case. And we have the power to do right by her, because would you, in fact, they put a question to him, are you saying she should go back into the process? Because if the findings are set aside, one result would be like a retrial. You go back down to the GLC. And the Court of Appeal seemed equally appalled as I was at being taken to the GLC a second time. Well, my dear sir, the Court of Appeal set aside all of the findings of dishonest conduct and so on. But when it came to the sanction, they said they don't know what the GLC had in their thinking for that sanction, and they are not going to disturb it because they think that it's open to them, or it was open to the GLC. It can't be the GLC. There are many things wrong with the judgment, and even as I try to explain it, I can't give it a rational explanation because there is none. If you set aside the findings, there should have been a reopening of the sanction, because in the even before the GLC, the findings are done in one trial and the sanctions are set in another hearing.
Okay.
So when the Court of Appeal did it, the Court of Appeal should have done the findings in their in their first look, and then invite us back to speak on sanctions, which is how the GLC does it. But they didn't. They just left the sanction in place, expressing an opinion that the conduct is reckless or could be regarded as negligent, and they left it there.
But let me ask you. So, all right. So the GLC ruled and said that you misbehave yourself.
Worse than misbehave. They said I was criminal.
Okay. All right. You appeal that. Your attorney took it to and it says, when we look at it, you are not criminal, correct?
Yes.
You were not reckless, so they put that aside.
No, they didn't say. The Court of Appeal didn't look at reckless because reckless is not a complaint.
They looked at the criminal.
They were looking at criminality because it was all about fraud. Yes.
So, and they said that you did not act fraudulently.
Right.
Okay. So if that is so, and that was the basis of why the GLC had
imposed that sanction.
Yeah, if they impose that, then if them say they never find them, should us remove
they should have. And my attorney thought that at the very least they would have said, well, come back now and let's speak about what punishment is appropriate for the whatever level of misconduct is evident. No. They said they exercised all boldness in disturbing all of the terrible findings, and they left the punishment right there.
But that don't make no sense.
None whatsoever. But in God's world and in God's order of things, I needed to go. You were talking about process. It seems I needed to go through that terrible experience of injustice in order to be a credible voice speaking against the poor administration of justice that people have had to contend with in this nation.
So it's all right. Let me just.
And it has fired me up in a person because I can't stop talking about it.
Yeah, but me I understand something. So it's like let's put it in a school context. All right, you misbehave yourself, and the teacher says you need to go to the principal, and them say go to the principal. You do all of these rules. You go 1, 2, 3. When you go with the evidence and you go to the principal say, you never did that, you never did that, you never did that. So what the teacher did, them say, no make
reverse.
They reverse it.
Yes.
So if they reverse it, then you can't go back in class.
Right.
But they reverse it, but you never get to go back in class.
Nope.
So that don't make no sense.
Remember, that rejection is a part of
the process.
Yes.
But I'm saying,
and there's no point asking me, because you'd have to go ask Justice MacDonald Bishop, who called me a woman of business.
No, but
they would have to explain it, and they must know that they are going to have to explain it.
Yeah, because it is like, okay, if I'm just having school board and they have the ethics and they send it to the human resource. We're getting ready to expel somebody from school. So they expel it, but you can't expel. So they carry it to the board, and the board looks at it and says, no, based on the evidence. So this boy cannot be expelled from school, or this girl. So you're reinstated. But you're reinstated, but...
Stop trying to understand it.
Yeah,
the highest level of sanction that the GLC can impose is to disbar an individual. That is the highest level. You would imagine that there is some proportionate relationship between conduct and sanction. And it is so. The Constitution requires it, the law requires it, the law of God requires it.
Yeah.
But in my case, none of that is evident. I leave it right where it is. And I was not going to go to the Privy Council.
Yeah, because you say on
that
principle.
matter.
Yeah.
Because I have no confidence in the Privy Council as my court of last resort. I saw what they did with our carousel appeal that went there. During the pandemic days, they dismissed it without hearing, without telling us. We don't even have a signed order. They said it was not of sufficient public importance, even while persons in Jamaica were struggling to go on the internet for school and other important things. So the Privy Council is not a place for me.
All right. So now this headline, the jail time thing that they're asking about, is about what?
Well, people who owe money in Jamaica must know that that headline could easily be theirs.
Okay.
So the Court of Appeal said, having overturned overturned the hearing. They overturned the findings of the GLC. So I was not liable to pay him the money that he lost. Quite without any foundation in law that I can recognize. The Court of Appeal said the fees which my client had paid me. This now is not the complainant, because I made the complainant was not my client. The fees which my client paid me in the transaction, I must give it to the complainant.
On what basis?
That he suffered a loss. Him lose money, so I can't be paid by my client. So that smaller sum, they didn't slash the award of compensation to him, which is how the Gleaner puts it. They substituted a whole new award on a different principle of law. Because if I was the reason he lost his money, then he should get back all his money.
You were not the reason.
But I was not the reason he lost his money. He lost his money because somebody who borrowed it didn't pay it back. But the Court of Appeal says the fees that I collected, which was $30-something thousand, I am to give him back. And a check which was drawn to him by my husband for $15,000 because he wanted to do something before funds were available. And my husband was persuaded to say, all right, I'll give you this to hold when the monies come in. The whole deal fell apart before any funds came in. So that check was $15,000 plus the $30-something thousand of my fee. The court said I must give him my fees and honor the check that had been given to him. That's a whole new type of justice. So when I speak here, Percy, and I make my comments about the quality of justice in this country, the quality of work we get out of the judiciary, I am someone who has experienced it. I'm not guessing. I'm not following anybody else's opinion. I have experienced it. I've sat in court, heard the judge go over one of our carousel applications, seem to be understanding the points, and then one day we show up and he said, I'm giving judgment in half an hour, finish up your case and I will write my decision and you can have it by January. This was December 2018.
And now we're in 2023.
We're in 2023 and I've right no judgment, and in the meantime the case went all the way through the Court of Appeal to the Privy Council, and here we are. But I see they have me in my carousel shirt. That is a prophetic move on the Gleaner's part, because carousel is not dead.
Okay.
Them just resurrected.
But you know, on Thursday, after it came to the fore that the justices had received this thing.
Increase in their pay,
and then Chuck was saying, no must now.
Right, you can't do that.
I was saying, you can't do that. That is...
Yeah, because right there in that comment, he's implying that they were pussyfooting so they could get more money.
No, but we said that is not. No, the minister was out of order.
It was completely out of order.
And you see, so we have to split justice right now, not because some people would say, yeah, man, case in point. But what we're saying, we must learn to take issue for issue and be righteous in terms of how we deal with it. You can't allow for something that happened somewhere else to color your judgment. And that's what we normally do, isn't it so?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you take the issue as it is and deal with it. Which is how, that's how God deal with we now.
Yeah, when I woke up and saw that beautiful picture of me looking fierce on the front page, you saw it, Lloyd? You'll soon see it. I said, well, what goes into choosing your front page story?
I don't know. We look like them have a trove of pictures.
I said, wow. I mean, that the Gleaner would think that little me, not being able to pay a man $61,000, which is about $10 million, is worthy of front page, right beside the $100 billion the UN Secretary General complaining that $100 billion commitment is it. When I looked at it, I saw absolutely regrettable. I thought, what does that have to do with me? Because my picture is right beside absolutely regrettable. And I think that was stage 2. And yeah, it is absolutely regrettable that the Gleaner continues to pay me so much attention in my very ordinary affairs. And I thank them, because there are a lot of people out there who think that I have a lot of money hidden away that I stole or came into unlawfully when I was advising government. And there's always some talk on the street about my secret bank accounts in offshore countries and so on.
Never tell you have a Swiss bank account? I never tell.
Not Swiss. Secret. Well, maybe them have one in Switzerland too. And there's been rumors, I've heard it said that the government has information about accounts with my name on it, and I just wish they would open them up to me, because
you like take it.
I could use it and pay Mr. Northover.
Oh boy.
And Mr. Northover has a hotline to the Gleaner. There's always someone who gives him, time. And so I'm on the front page again. I decided I would just be here at my position this morning. So anyone who wants to hear about it, or I don't think anybody wants to hear about it really, but I'm here. because no matter what happens, we continue to do what God has called us and set us to do. And it's a Gethsemane moment. Nevertheless, not my will. I would love for this cup to pass from me. I'm such a private and shy kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you hear me speak, and sure, I know what I'm saying, but it's not my desire to be on anybody's front page. You talk about the Universal Service Fund. Of all the great things that I have done in my work life, I don't see them on the front page.
You expect them to do it?
But the fact that I can't pay Mr. Northover on demand is on the front page.
And the article could indicate that they're running away, that they can't find you. But
and I am here 4 days.
Every week,
yeah. And I mean, yesterday I went by the attorney's office to drop off something, and someone there was able to say that you're on radio, and they saw me on YouTube with Pastor Alf.
Okay.
So they know that I have authority in the spiritual realm.
Oh, somebody. Oh, you
yeah.
did it. Yes.
I was recognized, and they know my rank.
Okay.
In this nation, you find it on. There is nobody who should be saying they can't find Minett Lawrence. Not a soul.
Can you always there with me? You can't find me easy.
Listen to me, not a soul. But you know, when I was discussing it with Lowell, I said, but what do you think the scripture means when it says they will look for you and cannot find you? You'll be right there in plain view. And the enemy can't touch you, didn't see you, can't find you.
Can we recognize
so if anyone wants a testimony on what it means that the enemy is seeking you out to do you harm, but walk past you,
you're hid with Christ in God.
Yes.
So they can't touch it.
Yeah.
You go, oh.
I dwell in the secret place of the Most High.
I'm just thinking about
I abide in the shadow of the Almighty.
Elisha and his, what's the name of the guy? His eye. And he's come. Gehazi. And he comes down.
Yeah.
And him going. And him say,
my master, there's so many soldiers.
And him say, oh Lord. Open his eyes that he can see that there are more
with us than there are against us.
And in that same breath, I just say to Jamaicans, with all of the forces of million that are gathered in this nation, with all the things I'm seeking to do, let us recognize and know that there are more with us than those against us. And they are drawn, I see it in the spirit even now, swords drawn, ready to go to war. Because it's happening in the heavens even now over this nation. And we'll not go down, because we are part of God's plan in this end time in terms of what God is going to do in this nation.
So this is just another carefully written and orchestrated article.
I'm glad that he spoke to you, though. I'm glad to
the
journalist.
Yeah. Yes, he called me, and I thought, and then I called him back and said no, because I'm not hiding.
Yeah.
I wish that I had the resources to do everything that needed to be done right on demand. I wish I did. A lot of you out there, I would help you. Bring your projects to life.
Me too.
Get through some of these kind of difficulties that will assault you from time to time. But it is not like that, and it's not like that because of these very things. This man, you know, for years, all you could hear about was how I had stolen from him.
Okay.
And so even, you know, you're out there, you have to deal with that. I've dealt with that. So this morning now, he wants me to be imprisoned. Well, imprison me and see how you get your money.
Because you don't get it, you will go you get it. It is like, you remember the story of the unforgiven servant?
Yes, the one who was forgiven his debt and then went down and terrorized the other, threw them in jail. It will come to pass. You fight against God.
Yeah, what he was interested, I showed the man said, yeah, look a bit, man. Him said, no, man. Put in a prison until they can't pay, which is a futility of what is happening.
Yeah.
Don't make no sense.
Don't make any sense. Anyway, I didn't know I still had the power to take the Gleaner's front page. So
So it's 8 o'clock.
We're open the lines?
Yes.
When we return from the break.
Good.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I've ever
Bess FM 100.5 on your dial. Keep listening.
Hello, I'm Emily Thomas with the BBC News. Ukraine says it shot down 6 of Russia's most advanced missiles during overnight bombing described as exceptional in its density. The Ukrainian military statement didn't say how the missiles were destroyed, but said the Air Force has achieved an unbelievable success, as our correspondent in Kiev, Hugo Bishega, explains.
The Ukrainians are saying that they shot down all 18 missiles that Russia had launched in this wave of attacks, including 6 hypersonic missiles. Now, this is significant because, if confirmed, it shows that Ukraine has the ability to destroy one of the most sophisticated conventional weapons in Russia's arsenal. And the reason behind this success is the US-made Patriot defense system that has been provided to the Ukrainians.
The head of Ukraine's Supreme Court has been arrested as part of a corruption inquiry. Several local media sources say Vsevolod Knyazyev was detained in connection with a multi-million-dollar bribery allegations. There have been fierce clashes between the Sudanese army and its paramilitary rival, the Rapid Support Forces, in the capital Khartoum and neighbouring cities of Omdurman and Bari across the River Nile. The military has continued to carry out airstrikes. A former executive from Volkswagen has admitted that he knew about illegal software being used to cheat on emissions tests. This meant millions of cars were sold which produced up to 40 times more than the legal limit. Rupert Stadler had previously denied all allegations that he was aware of the scam, but has now confessed in return for being given a suspended prison sentence. Damien McGuinness has more details.
What he said, word for word, was literally he did not know directly about the illegal software being used and impacting customers directly. However, he said that he was possibly aware that this was happening. He did nothing to prevent it, and he deeply regretted this. So it's a huge step forward for those looking for justice.
5 people have been found guilty of carrying out a notorious jewellery robbery in the German city of Dresden. $120 million worth of diamonds and other precious stones were taken from the Greenwald Museum in 2019, some of which remain missing. Jenny Hill reports.
This was an audacious heist meticulously planned by the gang, who were all members of a notorious family criminal network. They prepared their entry point at the museum in advance, cutting away a protective grille from a window. Then they set fire to a nearby circuit breaker panel, plunging the streets around the museum into darkness. Once inside, they smashed open display cases and made off with diamond-encrusted items worth millions of dollars. The men, who were all in their 20s, face jail sentences of up to 6 years.
World News from the BBC. The authorities in Pakistan say more than 3,000 supporters of the former Prime Minister Imran Khan have been arrested in connection with recent violence in the province of Punjab. The provincial government says those who attacked army installations in the aftermath of Mr Khan's dramatic arrest last week will be tried under special military legislation. A court in Tunisia has sentenced the country's former speaker and leader of the main opposition Ennahda party to a year in jail. Rashid Ghannouchi is the most high-profile of more than 20 opposition figures arrested since February. Here's our Middle East regional editor, Mike Thompson.
The jailing of Rashid Ghannouchi is a significant move, even for a man as powerful as Tunisia's President Kais Saied. Few have the following and influence of the Ennahda party leader. Mr Ghannouchi, a fierce critic of the president, was arrested last month over statements deemed to glorify terrorism. The former speaker also faces a string of other charges. He's dismissed the proceedings as fabricated political trials. Opponents of President Saied have accused him of turning the country back towards dictatorship. Over the last 2 years, he's dissolved Parliament, replaced it with a rubber stamp assembly and rewritten the constitution.
The European Union says it's adopted the world's first comprehensive set of rules regulating crypto assets. Crucially, transfers of crypto assets are now to be traced in the same way as traditional financial transactions. Firms dealing in encrypted digital currency will have to be authorised by the EU. They'll also have to comply with regulations on money laundering and the financing of terrorism. A heat wave is sweeping across many parts of China, leading to a surge in electricity use as people switch on their air conditioners. The authorities have already warned that the hot weather this summer could strain the country's power supplies, as it did last year. There's extreme heat across East Asia. That's the latest world news from the BBC.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is your radio pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on Best 100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in the Lord.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi star?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and me check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
You big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
Yeah, try calling, cause trust me.
Waiters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-Time Taxi Service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us on 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Bess 100 FM presents the Mature and Moving Up Show with Lascelles Butch Chen on Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. Welcome to this pioneering radio program on our continuing worth in our maturing years. Compellingly defined to educate and liberate the younger generation. Tune in and welcome.
Goodness mercy, it's me again, Lord, your restorer, your game changer. Join me every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and Best FM 100. It's Apostle Clive Campbell, aka the Khaki Suit Man, coming to you from 8 to 12 Orange Street, also Richmond District, Mandeville. Embrace the change.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Haggard Park Road. Veteran Printers, your best choice in printing.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales, shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
There will be days when you're too tired to move, to drive, but you think you have to because your vehicle won't wash itself, right? But no, you don't have to visit a car wash. 123 Mobile Car Wash will come straight to you. Yes, you heard right. 123 Mobile Car Wash is offering services in Kingston and St. Andrew and St. Catherine. We shampoo and detail cars, trucks, offices, and more. No job too small. Call us at 876-631-3400. 123 Mobile Car Wash. We come to you.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning, welcome back to the Morning Connection. This is your host, Percival Palmer, my co-host.
Who's your co-host? Minett. Front page Minett. Percy on front page Minett. All right, the numbers to call us this morning, 876-619-1508, 876-279-8473. Yesterday you only had one line.
Yeah, do we have two lines today, brother?
Are the two lines functioning this morning? Yes? All right, well, we shall see as the lines open up. What is the final word you have for your sister?
No, you know, gotta work it out, man. But you have said something, and I said, boy, my father, and I have to say this, you know, I said, was sharing with some couples, and I said to them, you know, my parents got separated after 25 years of marriage. They said, wow, that's not possible. But my father, in a lot of things, would say, man a plan.
Oh, there's a call on the line. Good morning and welcome.
Morning, love and bless. Good morning,
Africa.
Good morning. You know, African peasants and I give thanks for it, though.
Me too, my brother.
Psalms 1, you know.
Blessed is the man that walketh.
Blessed is the woman, Miss Minett.
Oh boy, you know me know if nobody else called me this morning, I expected my African brother.
Blessed is the woman, Miss Minett. And the rest, you know, it have a deal with, you know.
Yep.
Some of them have to go into that. I see the proclamation. We live without breach of our covenant as a mother and son in a Miss Minett.
Yes, sir.
So don't worry about them in a year.
All right.
Thank you.
Love and blessed, good to be here, yeah?
All right,
love you, my brother. Thank you. Is that the good line?
Lines are open, but you know, in the break, we saw something which was.
Oh yes. That letter, that really should be the letter of the day. I love it that you drew my attention to it. Politicians should check history before making statements. We're going to squeeze in a reference to Miss Marcia Thomas's letter as we go through. She made some serious points. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Good morning. Welcome, top lady.
Good morning, boss man. Good. How you do?
How you do?
Good enough. How you do, Mr.?
I am good enough. We are great. We are walking our purpose and making declarations against the Midianites in this nation.
That steal your harvest.
Try to steal the harvest what God set up for me, my brother. Anyway, go ahead.
Interesting program yesterday.
Yeah.
But obviously, we still miss the top lady. A few things. Yesterday, Pastor, the question we were talking about land also.
Yeah, land. We spoke about land, and somebody was talking about what we should do to fix it. And what on the top of the agenda was land reform. And Minett had proposed that we have, what do you call it, a land bank?
Yes.
A land bank, yes. Yeah.
So, Pastor, a minute.
Yes.
Answer a question for me. Tell me, what is it these intelligent leaders doing to make the Jamaican people life better? Tell me two things.
Two things that they do to make Jamaicans
life better.
Better.
For Jamaican people, let's be honest now. And we have faith in the Creator and God's parents. Tell me that. Tell me two things these people, from PJ, from Portia, to Bruce, to Andrew Wallace, tell me two things these people do to make Jamaica, the average Jamaican life, better.
Well, in all fairness, the mere existence of a government that functions with some semblance of order is a blessing. And if you look at Haiti, look at any country where there is a constant fight for power and a struggle in the political class or even in the military. Yes. Any country that is under that stress is this life not pretty. So the very fact that whatever it is they are doing, however they are doing it, they have managed to keep their boundaries intact, their walls intact, is a blessing for the people. Now I know that that's not what you mean, but at a second level of analysis, we have to consider that at all times, someone in this nation is being blessed by what the government is doing. It might not be you today or me today, or we might look around and a lot of the people we're seeing are not showing any signs of prosperity. But the very fact that they continue in existence is a sign that somebody is benefiting. Now, how do we make it so that
everybody,
more people, everybody, well,
and I think that is the question that you're asking, because we have made great strides in comparison to other people. People have come from another place to look at some of the things we're doing, that we do, and taking it back.
Look at Singapore.
Right. I understand that, but even what we have done in terms of like part and some other things that have worked, but my thing is we can do so much more.
And you can never get complacent. You should always be pushing to do more for more people in a better way.
Yeah.
All right. Pastor, look at yesterday. You tell me which one of these leaders ever talk about land reform for poor people? None of them. Look at the crime. Why is it that these guys not doing more crime? Because the first thing they do, they take care of them army officers. So what they do after they left the army, they put them in position, so therefore nobody don't think of a coup. You see what them do? Take care of them army officer friends. Secondly, the water. All the friends own water, so they don't know nothing about water because you have to buy water. So you tell me now, Pastor, we should leader like Andrew Wallace and Mark Golden or Portia in the middle of the poor people land. Obviously, when the poor people land these expensive apartments, these guys put up, going to depreciate. So it don't make sense to talk about crime and what I would remember we're talking about who's benefiting. Obviously somebody is greatly benefiting from crime, because I went to the expo and we have a technology. I went to the expo.
Expo, yeah.
Look at the officer then. You notice it's all right. Look at your kidney. Look at Major Basil Jarrett. And they look at private to get that job in a security firm after him accomplishing gun license. Major Reese. Look at all of these officers and tell me which one of these army officers is living in squalor. Tell me a minute, you're a highly intelligent person.
But we're not in disagreement, but I do believe that what we are saying is that there are one of the significant reforms that could happen in our country is in terms of land. Somebody said yesterday, I was trying to make the connection, if you fix the land thing, then you fix a lot of other problems in terms of
the crime.
Yeah.
And fix the crime. Because people are working, obviously. When you're done work, you go home, go bed, eat, and go bed.
But you have your own castle.
You fix the crime.
Yeah, but
living in.
My brother, in all this, as you are speaking, I don't ever want us to miss the point that these individuals, the leaders, while they are at the top of the pile, they're just one person at a time. It's just one idea, one vote, one somebody. They are kept in power. Their plans are given life through the actions of regular folks like you and me who show up for the job and keep pushing the envelope. The task that we have is not necessarily to change the one person, because that one person, we take him out, we put in somebody else, and as you said, you were going from Portia, PJ, well, we have them in the wrong order, but if you go back to Buster, Norman, Michael, however far back you go, it's always one person being replaced by another with the same thing going on beneath it. That tells me that you and I who form the back of the house, the people in the back of the house who make things happen are the ones whose hearts need to change. I can tell you from my own personal experience, there is no one that walk on 2 foot and have a brain and can speak who can convince me to move against my conscience. No one. That person has not been created. Not one somebody can make me do something that is against my belief, my principles, my understanding, or even make me do something that looks suspicious and I don't say, why are we doing this? How is this supporting the cause? What is the purpose? What are we doing here? That person don't exist. That's why I guess my face will always be on the front page with something interesting, because too many of us, my brother, are we don't stand for anything.
Yeah.
We easily bought or sold.
Yes. Look, yesterday, Pastor, as Fortis said, Michael Manley realized there was something wrong with the education system. It wasn't perfect, it was 100%, but yet still, he introduced Jamal. What is it that these leaders does or do to enhance or to improve Jamal so we can say, yes, we feel like we are at the university or at CASA or UTEC? No. Well, there's a little, well, we can't give some credit. Tell me, these people, obviously, Minett, as I'm saying, you have an intelligent lady at discretion. These people don't care, they don't business.
Yeah.
All right, make sure we run.
So these people now, remember now, we are talking about the regular folk now. We don't talk about the 1 or 2 leaders who can say, if a leader said do this and nobody don't move to do it, most of the times they can't do it themselves.
But I mean, look at the judge then.
Yes.
I don't see any hesitant in giving these judges a 200% increase or 100%.
Whatever increase they've got, yes.
You still have people getting $2,000 a day, and then all the shots speak about tax going,
increasing the fares, yeah.
That person going to own a little box, Minett, $2,000 a day. Explain to me how that person going to own a little box, but yet we don't quit to give the judge a 100% increase, because obviously the judge are the friends. The judge are the one that are in the court that is charging people money for the government, just like the police.
Yeah, but let's not.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, let's not look at it from that perspective, because remember now, these systems of government that allow us to move in relative peace and even be able to express ourselves as we are doing on air, they are important. And if you don't pay value for it, you end up with more corruption than you want to contend with, and then you have a whole different animal fighting.
Working with.
Yeah, so judges need to be well paid, and they need to be fair.
They're insulated against
certain vulnerabilities. Yes.
Minett, tell me how does a person make $2,000 a day with the bus fare, with the car salary, going to buy a box? Tell me, work out that equation from here.
No, there's no occasion. There's no, it don't work out except for what you spoke about this morning. They never say die. The fact that Jamaican spirit. Yeah. So my brother, where we are moving, and I think we need to move to, is how do you move to moving the well-being of more Jamaicans with what we have, and it can be done. It will require out-of-the-box thinking. It will require doing some radical things that don't go according to the regular grain of how people think it should happen, but it can be done. And that's why we need, I say, the wisdom of God, Because the wisdom of God make the wisdom of man look like nothing at all.
Foolishness.
Like foolishness. And they have not tapped into that. Them say it, but they really don't tap into it. Because if they're doing it, some of the problems that we're having, they only get into it because they have exercised the wisdom of God, my brother. But we hear what you're saying, and we continue.
Yes, yes.
Expo, Pastor Minett.
Yes.
Expo. I give credit where there's credit.
It's worth a visit.
Yes, and I think the technology is there, Minett, so we can't fight crime. Big up the commission because one, you don't make the people them feel like and the police are enemy. So the expo was good. The police know to interact with the people. The police are more polite. The police them extend
Is it still going on, my brother? Because I wanted to go and see the police display.
I think every Jamaican should go. So to make the people, the police, the people them here.
Is it still going on? Tell me.
Huh?
Is it still going on or it ended on the weekend?
I am telling you.
Oh, it finished, Lowell.
I'm going to give some credit because you're going to feel say the police working for us and friends. We don't want the police and feel like this is not them enemy.
But maybe what the commissioner will do is take it around the country.
Thank you.
That would be an interesting.
Everybody should go. All the police relate the level of the politeness of the police and the parking here. It's trust me.
So you're saying it's a promising look for the future.
Them can do.
Can you know me not free to look out for the police?
Yes. Oh, we sure know that.
I'm going to big up Sergeant C. Clark, Sergeant Stewart, Sergeant Clark, R. Clark, Corporal Smith, Constable Time Smith, Constable T. Hill.
Those are the ones whom you met at the expo?
I laid there a training when him Turnbull. And Constable K. Grant passed at these people, if we have these people in the police force.
If we big them up.
Shut me like a different. Detective Superintendent Earl Grant.
All right, we're going to have to short the list because we have a caller on the line waiting to take your place.
Big up Pantan at Jamaica House.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, man, all the best.
All right, good.
The top people.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Good morning, welcome. Morning caller. As we wait for that
there's an ominous humming on the line. Might need to get rid of that. There's a little story that is worth mentioning. In Kabul, Afghanistan, the women have started a catering business amid work restrictions by the Taliban. So you talk about people power and the Gideon spirit. In the face of Taliban prohibitions, a group of Afghan women and girls have started a catering business. The women are banned from working out of the house, so we plan to be at home and have activities, so we start making Afghan traditional food. People can come and pick it up.
Why not?
That is the spirit.
Think outside of the box.
Good morning and welcome.
You know, we can probably mention the lady. Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, welcome to the Morning Connection.
Hey, Miss Minett, welcome back, man.
Ah, thank you, my brother.
Yeah, Pastor.
Morning, Fortis. How are you, sir?
Wonderful. It's well.
Mm-hmm.
We're just sitting down and waiting for Saturday, Pastor.
For the event that's taking place?
People is going to come out and until.
Yes.
From 2 until. I hear a call a little while. Very interesting. Let me tell you something. The man live for the bar a little while that I say, yes, man, what these leaders have done. When PJ Patterson look and see the kids them going to school and they were so hungry, they couldn't learn. He bring in the PAD program.
Yeah, Percy mentioned that. That's one of the things that have been copied.
And I want to tell him, say, would you know, my brother, that the same man that may drive the truck and I deliver it, I stop on road and I sell the thing them.
Yes, Nutribone, remember, yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
I want to tell you something again, my brother. We same one and I let down the people, you know. And not only that, you have people, Pastor, you know, the thing when him, NHF, that thing there.
National Health Fund, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, so enough rich people jump on it, Pastor.
Of course.
Pastor, Pastor made me did that even find out some little corruption. No, for the little people that can't afford.
Medicine. All right, Fortis, hold your thought, Fortis. 8:30 break. 8:30 break. Come on.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical.
Vectron Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vectron Printers, your best choice in printing.
BES 100 FM presents the Mature and Moving Up Show with Lascelles Butch Chen on Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. Welcome to this pioneering radio program on our continuing worth in our maturing years, compellingly defined to educate and liberate the younger generation. Tune in and welcome.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on BES 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning. Welcome back, Fortis. Go ahead.
Yes, man. So, let me not look unbalanced. So, I remember there was a thing called Kabla Camp. You remember that?
Yes,
I remember that,
I know Kabla.
Go and learn shit. Miss Minett,
yes.
It was Thiago went further. And him said, let us have a thing named the Heart. Yeah?
Yes.
And we you know, it enhances a lot. We certify
the Jamaican workforce, yeah, man.
Further, not only that, Michael Manley had a dream that everybody, you remember self-help house?
Yes, the starter units, yeah.
All right. No, I just want, I know the virginal is, you know, so I just want him hear some of the things them.
The leaders have done.
There was a time when you have a thing called self-help house. Then be a piece of land, and then give a two-side pastor.
Yeah.
It was a hell.
Mm-hmm.
And they block up the two sides there.
And they put in the infrastructure and you build around it, yeah.
Example, and then you build up around it. Pastor, we can go further. When, as Beverly said, she did bring it, say it. So, Michael is not here to say yes or no. So, what am I going to say? The free education system.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're really answering the question posed by the previous caller. What has the government, successive governments, done for people?
the Virgin asked someone else.
Yes.
These are the things that have been done. But at the same time, when Michael bringing housing trust, Michael never bringing housing trust for them rip it off like what them are rip it, you know. You know, them, like a cash cow, where they can go and take out a 20 million.
11 billion, man.
And sometimes, Pastor, let me tell you this, when you hear a man talk about no new tax, Pastor,
that is a tax.
The tax, the things them tax heavy already, that him not tax for no tax. You know, you see, it's sad when my people don't, it's sad when, but it's sad when my people lack of knowledge.
Oh, people perish, yes.
Them lack of knowledge because some people just sit down and say, yeah man, I'm Mr. Clark, I do good kind of Mr. Clark. If you don't look and see, just sit down and get a, you know what some of the elders them for though? If some of the youth them can read and understand. Go down first, go look on the Constitution.
Yes.
That's the first thing. That's what a policeman see on the road. First time, part of the airport already in the wrong line, and a brother come and say, move. I said, who are you speaking to? You know that I am the person who pay you, and I'm to withdraw. He said, sir, can you remove your vehicle? I say, yes, that's more polite.
Yes, man.
The policeman is supposed to see and I say, boy, and all of that.
Yeah.
But, you know, we get used to these kind of things that it come like the norm.
Yeah. Okay? And so what I hear in you is us as Jamaican taking greater responsibility for the things that we can do, we can manage. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That is why I asking the people them. You don't have to come stay long. Just come Saturday.
That's true.
Come out,
that your presence be felt.
From 2 until.
Yes.
Come here because Jamaica in a deep hole.
Mm-hmm.
A deep hole, and that's why the man said, cut out, he want to say if he can cut out the cash, the all cash gone for by now and next year. He might try to do it hard. And he might try bringing the needs hard. You see that what they call it, Minister of Justice, eh? Mm-hmm. That same one legalize Hobia. May God have mercy upon them, man. The whole set of them. Mr. Nestor Morgan, good morning, sir. You know, our coffee sale to reckon with.
Oh, Senator.
How you like it?
The Senator,
yes.
How you like it, Mr. Nestor Morgan? Marlon, my brethren. Good morning to you, Marlon. Sit well there, my brethren. It's not every day the sunshine one way, it's shining all over. Hey, Fly Green, how are you? And at no moments there, remember, you laugh at the people in Jamaica. You laugh. Every time I see that shape, man, you laugh at us. And I know moments they're not drinking a champagne, eating a caviar. You have that like a man.
All right, now you're gilding the lily now. I don't believe there was any report of caviar. But did you get a chance to go to the expo?
Miss Minett?
Yes.
Expo was a good one. It finished on Saturday, but we had a Mother's Day brunch at my church.
Okay.
I have gone because I wanted to go. I tell my church brother, say after church, we could have go.
Yes.
But Miss Minett, let me tell you something.
Yeah, I missed it too, but I like what I was hearing about the JCF show of technology.
And yeah, I think they should
take it around the country. Yeah.
Yeah, let me not hold up the line. Good morning.
Yes. All right, take care, Fortis.
Mr. Lawrence, it's just a little more knowledge. You know? So I like when the brother asks, these are the things.
Yeah. Yes.
All right,
thank you for taking us down that memory lane. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection. All right, lost that one. But I want to, let's sneak in a commentary on the letter that you loved so much. Marcia Thomas reminding politicians to fact check some of the statements before they make them, speaking from their imagination. One person saying that Jamaica was only, is it Mr. Tom Tavares Vincent saying that Jamaica had 70% illiteracy in 1962. Right. Not true, says Marcia Thomas, and she has the numbers to show that it was more likely in excess of 70% literacy. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning and welcome.
I was just turning on the radio.
We answer you too quick.
Pastor.
Good morning, Cruz. How are you today, my friend?
Not bad. I have a wit against you.
Keep on, man. You always have them. No problem.
Pastor, you know that one of your line wasn't working yesterday. You didn't talk. You must let the people know that you only have one line working.
It's after we were well into the program. No, it's true. It's after our wedding. I recognize, and the engineer said it to me.
I heard you saying it.
Yeah.
When I
yeah, only one line working. Anyway, go ahead.
And you have so many people repeating, not only repeating, but you have people waiting. They talk for like how much long, and then you ask them if they can wait.
Okay.
You must have conscience, man. Sometimes if they talk that much.
Would you please stop chastising my co-host and make your very, very valuable
you
point?
You do the same thing now. Talk, man. You talk now. Talk.
You're not permitted to chastise my co-host. That's my job.
Oh, Miss Minett.
Yes.
Belated Mother's Day.
Oh, thank you so much. I hope you made the women of your household proud. Pamper them and spoil them. And
my hand doesn't pamper that good any much to that again, and it's getting old. My fingers are shaking.
It will feel like a massage.
But I was expert at pampering ladies.
Yes.
Back when my name was.
All right, you know.
All
right, they have a saying that when the experts stop doing the hands-on work, he becomes a consultant. So make sure that you are consulting and teaching the skills to the next generation.
Yeah, man, I'm teaching my son. My son so he can have eyes in a head back and everything.
Yes. Means he'll have a good wife.
Hear better than women. Did you know that females see and hear better than us?
Oh, we do?
Yes, you do.
All right, well, I receive it.
Not me, of course.
Yes, because you are female. Anyway, how are you, my brother?
Pastor.
What you sharing with us this morning?
I heard Pastor. It's Pastor again. I hear him talking about some sport guy that, talking about God.
Yeah, young
like
Mr.
God
Hibbert.
help him win.
No, didn't say God help him win. No.
What did he
Go
say?
again.
Because I didn't catch it that good.
Pastor.
No, he was just commenting on the fact that he trusts the process, and God has indicated to him that him have the talents, him have to do the work. That's what he was saying. And he's now the world record holder for the under 20 triple jump, and the world record holder for the indoor triple jump under 20, and he's gone the furthest this year in the triple jump. So I'm setting up himself for the World Athletics Championship, which is in
And he
Budapest.
also credited his coach.
But him say trust the process,
Come now, sometime you have in a World Cup, you have a 32 team praying to God, and there's only one team.
Yes,
win.
I know your favorite point where that is concerned.
Yeah,
the fact that a man don't get the prize don't mean God is against him.
Yeah.
I don't think God is involved in sport. You just have to do sport on your own.
All right, sir.
Term. Whatever you do, you just have to do it at your best. And it's like that.
Yes.
The other thing that is burning me. You guys have to come on here on Thursday. A lot of things happen Wednesday that I can't talk about.
I already told you what to do about the things that burn you.
What?
Get a prescription.
Prescriptions are very expensive nowadays.
I'm making Percy laugh hard. Yeah, let me tell you, I share your pain. I love talking to the callers, and Thursdays, what makes up for Thursday is being outdoors. But we got to figure out how to we've planned to take our show on the road, and Thursdays really are the days when we would come out. We'll come to your community so you can spend all day with us. Well, all morning.
Miss Minett.
Yes.
I don't work until this program ends.
Okay. All right.
Oh, so then, okay. So Friday, then you should want us. Don't you want to do more work, or you don't?
No, I cannot work until this because I have to sit and listen.
All right, sir. Okay.
You pay such a wonderful compliment.
Yes.
Thank
serious.
you.
So when you're not on the air, when I can call Thursday, you're not there Friday. It's just a dead day.
All right, people are going to think that we pay you to say this, I have to make a disclaimer.
But Cruz.
No, this is the truth. This is the truth. I don't tell lie. I'm not scared of anyone. You tell lie when you're afraid of something or someone.
That's true. Right. That's true.
Okay.
Thank you for the love, my brother. Really appreciate it.
But we are going to
One more thing.
Yes.
One more thing.
Yes.
This green thing, this green clothes.
Yeah.
I mean,
there should be a law to charge those people for telling lie. Cause they know that they shouldn't wear that green to that place. They know. I don't think anyone would wear orange to that other place. I don't think so.
Yeah, you're touching on something, and I'm hearing so many different views are being expressed. But I am on the side of exercising discretion, respect, and being conscious of your safety. Do not provoke. Don't provoke a situation. We're not at the stage yet where people can wear any color, go anywhere. I was in court once and the judge had a green pen. It was close to election time. They were campaigning. And I hear the judge say, "Oh, please, don't look at my pen." I'm like,
right.
What?
And
we are
well
still... We're still very sensitive about it, whether we're highly placed or we're at the bottom of the barrel scrapping for benefits. Sensitivity.
I had a green motorcycle in the 90s that I brought from Canada, a EX 500 Kawasaki. It was a quick bike, bike, and it was green.
And when you got to Jamaica, what?
No, I painted it green down here. I bought it cash in Canada.
Oh, okay.
So I used to ride green bike. When I change from wearing green, I want to eat green like callaloo and cabbage. I don't wear green on my person. None at all. I heard this present government say they're going to turn the whole country in green.
Okay. All right.
So them take it serious.
Yes,
okay.
So you say, all right.
We're not going that road.
Every color but.
So me, my son, my woman, they can wear green in my cabinet.
All right, so I hear you.
Not in my cabinet.
All right, we'll take another call though.
We really have a little more learning to do to get past that sensitivity about the color, and we should exercise patience and work with one another to heal.
Yeah.
Is there a caller on the line? No.
Let's do that. Let's do it.
All right. So looking at Miss Marcia. So Marcia Thomas has made the point that in 1962, contrary to what Mr. Tom Tavares Finson said, there were over 80% literacy in Jamaica. We had 1.7 million people, and over 80% of them were between the age 10 and up, were literate, could read and write. So it's not true that the level of consultation in 1962 could not have happened. She took him to task on that. But it begs the question, what do our leaders mean when they say we're not literate? Bruce Golding famously said we were ungovernable. Speaking to some maybe lack of proper deference to the political class, so we could be more manipulated and fed whatever they were putting out. Then there was another comment made which she has corrected. Another comment was made that most of the church people were white men, were Englishmen. This is back in 1962. And she says, no, not so. Check the history. Many of them were black Jamaicans.
And Percival.
You just want to mention your namesake.
Gibson,
let's speak to the caller and then we'll return to it. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Good morning, my lady.
Good morning, my
sister. Hi, Enlighten. How you doing?
Man. In reference to that comment that someone made that we were 75%, over 70%
illiterate. Tom Tavares Finson said in 1962 they couldn't have a certain type of consultation on the Constitution because 70% of us were illiterate.
I tend to agree with him. Listen, why do you think Michael Manley had to bring in Jamal? I think we were probably about 55%. I just a little over 50% literate.
Yeah, but
when did Jamal come into play?
72.
So 10. Yeah. So 10 years later, the records show, this lady is quoting statistics coming from the period, that persons between age 10 and up could read and write. 84% of the population age 10 and up could read and write. The adult literacy program came into being, what, 10 years later?
Yeah. I don't think that person is positive in Jamaica.
No, man.
These are studies from Jamaica.
No, man.
Yeah, but I want you to remember it, enlightened, as you're saying it, remember, that if 2 or 3 of us can read and write, we still need Jamal. You don't need to have a percentage, a majority of the citizen illiterate in order to introduce a program that deals with the needs of a few.
Well, I agree, but listen,
yes.
I will challenge anyone in this country.
Why would you challenge them?
Why would you challenge
them? What would
me
be the
ask
point
a question.
of such a
hold a second, enlightened. You look like you're in your 70s, right? So that meaning in 62...
Yeah, man, close to 70 right now.
So in 62, you would have been in your early what now?
About 10 years old.
Were you able to read and write at that point in time?
Well...
yes or no? If them would write a name on a bullet, would I eat it?
No.
All right, but you could recognize that was your name. So if you use yourself, and I'm assuming you were going to primary school at that point in time.
Yes.
Right, so at that point in time, when you were a 10-year-old in 62, you could look and you could see a name and you could read and say, that is my name and so on. Now that's what we're talking about.
But there were hundreds of children in my time when I used to go primary school. I couldn't read none at all.
Okay.
So I don't feel which if you don't she got that from the Festival Institute of Jamaica.
Yes, it was a study that was done by Owen Jefferson, who used to be the governor of the Bank of Jamaica. It's a research.
But my brother, do you think that those in this country who today are not functionally literate, maybe them can't even recognize their name on a bulla, do you think that they are devoid of reasoning ability?
No.
And that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going with my...
Listen.
Yes.
Even those, because I remember, I know, I live around, I move around the sugar, the sugar estate.
Yes.
The industry, yeah.
I know those people, even a cane cutter, that was regardless of the lowest type of work to be done in time. When those men, when you see those men, some of them you see with all the green and the fucker and can't read, If you engage them in conversation, you can't know that you can't read,
There you go. So, and that's where I want us to focus our energies. We don't discount people's perspective, viewpoint, involvement because they can't read and write or have a degree
No,
that
is wrong. Because I'm telling you, those men, they're more articulate than even somebody these youngsters that can read.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, I know that.
All right, I used to work with them, so me can attest to that fact too.
Greater wisdom.
Lord, holy power wisdom. That wisdom thing.
And that's what tells you that communication and intelligence is book learning is a small part of it.
Right.
Small part of it.
Just because of lack of opportunity,
Even those persons who can listen to the sound of a motor and tell you what is wrong. They've never designed anything. They're not engineers, but just over time and a sensitivity to what's going on around them, they can listen and diagnose a problem. I don't count out my Jamaicans.
So it was wrong of
Tavares, Vincent
to say that the people would never understand.
And that is a point.
Disrespectful. But
very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. But I still come back to the point that if you're talking about book reading, and I think we need to find a way to measure literacy, than just somebody that can, if you write the name on a bowl of cake, you
eat it. Is that the test? Because there are many bulla cakes. I love bulla cake. I think I would eat it even though I know it's my name.
Yeah, all right. Pastor, we had a discussion yesterday.
Yeah, man, the 5 point, and Miss Minett was listening, so she heard you.
Yeah, and this morning there was also a discussion on news where they are saying that for Jamaica to develop, we have to find a way to keep those that those persons that are that we want to build the country. The brightest people and the more technically inclined people to stay in this country. But if we don't put system in place, because it's not everybody that migrate to really want to migrate, if people can find the way to survive in this country. A man don't really want to leave America but take racism, coal and all that type of thing.
Yeah.
You're correct about that.
It's a lot make a lot of people migrate, So if we can improve the condition here in terms of our safety, education, economic and so on, then we will lose the brightest topic. So we address that. When I don't hear no people talking about the way to address that, we're talking about why people going away to talk about economic reason and all that.
But all of the conversations that we have are about that. Staying home is a consequence of home being a desirable place where you can be comfortable and grow your family and enjoy prosperity. You don't have to talk about how to keep people at home if you are doing the other things right. It's a consequence. I don't want to leave my house because I'm okay there.
Right, people make the choice of
staying home. Yes. Yeah.
So what they need to do is to start address the deficiency in the society that is causing people to want to migrate.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yes.
Because all right. For argument's sake, I know of youngsters right now that the parents make a lot of sacrifice for them and send them to university and all that. Now, when they come out, the type of job that they are getting now.
They're in call centers.
They can't pay their loan and things like that, and even turn back at the parents. So.
And worse, they don't get to use the education that they purchased.
Right.
Because the job you're doing don't require you to do more than some minimum level of thinking.
Right. So even some of the companies that they work with, those companies could offer some incentive, like by giving in those individuals, so a package like even offer their insurance, because some of them offer you health insurance.
Yes.
They could go out far away offer put on the parents and it, the father and the mother, that make the sacrifice.
Yeah, I think dependents are,
So enlighten what you're saying, we go into solutions, which is where we started yesterday. So you agree, most Jamaicans don't want to leave, but the conditions of work and the other benefits said this not making any sense. And whether we like it or not, so this recent compensation review that has happened, especially the teachers and the civil servants, where they would get like technology grants and so on, and they've taken it away and put everything into a dollar value. It is affecting everybody, and people say it's not worth it. So that's what it is. We have another call online, so we are going to try and take it. All right, my brother?
Okay, all right.
All right, thanks so much. Good. Oh, it's actually time to take the break. 8:59, we'll be right back.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on the Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess 100 FM.
Veg Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Haggard Park Road. Veg Printers, your best choice in printing.
Grandpa, where are you going?
But see ya, I have business done by JPS and I need Stephen to take me. I'm going to see what I owe and pay.
You don't have to leave the yard, Pops. Just call 888-225-5577.
You mean to tell me, say, me not have to wait in line anymore?
Grandpa, I registered your account. So when you call from this phone, JPS already knows you and they just give you information.
Look where me live, Fissy. Thank God for you young people.
BES 100 FM presents the Mature and Moving Up Show with Lascelles Butch Chen on Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. Welcome to this pioneering radio program on our continuing worth in our maturing years, compellingly defined to educate and liberate the younger generation. Tune in and welcome.
Jamaica and the world, you want us back? We are back. The Breakthrough Deliverance Ministry, led by me, the prophet Mark Stewart, right here on Bess 100 FM. This and every Thursday night from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Yes, it's War Room Thursday. Come on out and join us, each and every one, on Bess 100 FM, 100.1, 357 and 9. Come on out. Join me, the prophet, Reverend Mark Stewart, and of course, the boss shot, Apostle Marshall. Come for your healing, breakthrough, deliverance, the prayer, the miracle, the word, the testimony, and so much more. Yes, my friends, Bess 100 FM, Bess 100 FM, War Room Thursday, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Join us. We are going to lick it till it busts.
Bess 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning and welcome back. So we really have one line working well, and there's a caller on it now, so let's go. Good morning and welcome.
Let's say
oh, my brother, it's good to hear your voice. Good morning.
Fine. My Lord and Empress. The problem is people might mix up education with intelligence, and are two different something.
Yes, well, you saw we were making the distinction.
Yeah.
So the conversation could, you know.
Well, I love ask everyone if they never are know no one, man or woman, where they are multi-millionaires and can't read and write. Yet they are millionaires.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we have many of those in our background.
Of course.
In our history. Yeah.
I tell you something, something happening, Press. This CEO, right, going to work in the morning, got a flat tire puncture. So I'm going and fix it, put it on and go to work. In the evening, he was going home. When it get was dusk, the tire fly off and they never put on the tire of them. And if they don't know how to find wheel in the bush. And the purpose you can't find no log. No log them tight up. And this man sit down on the sidewalk and watch him. And set this man line 4-piece pinstripe with him attaché. Bewildered.
Yes, over a simple problem.
Yeah, they make one set him then so making it take a one log off one next.
One. I love it. Pastor love to tell one about the man and the donkey and the military people
and going over the bridge.
Crossing. It's the same, from the same family of Aesop fables.
Yeah, but and Empress, you see, what is by design, because them teach people them now say, if you not speak, well now the king's English, somehow, intelligent.
Yes.
Somehow you can't be a robber and a thief.
And let me tell you, what is dangerous about that statement from Mr. Tavares Finson is not that he misquoted the statistic regarding literacy. That's not the danger in his statement. It's the idea that today he thinks that persons whose school learning or book learning are not maybe equal to his, that their viewpoints should be discounted. For you, that's the problem that we have, and we see it time and again. Miss Malahoo Ford saying, "Oh, it's a technical matter," as if to say ordinary people can rise to the level of understanding to have an impact on what happens in their own country, in their own lives. And we see all the time that is a fallacy, a premise on which the government proceeds with things that cause them to be at odds with the people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Somehow the people are not intelligent.
Understand. And my priests, they keep, and this is a thinking and a motivation behind what is happening with this constitutional reform process. We are saying
they're not intelligent enough for the understanding enough. We can decipher.
We don't know what it is that is of primary concern to us as Jamaicans. And the elitists will tell us, the globalists tell us, no man, we know what is best for you. And this is how it must go. And we say no. And that is why I'm making a call for churches across this country. Open up your churches, open up your halls and say, we will have a constitutional reform consultation across the board. All pastors well thinking. Let me tell them something. You see, this constitution, if it is not done according to the wishes of the people, a whole heap of thing we retrace, that we don't even understand or retrace until we we bottom into the
vice.
In the vice.
And my mama said the monkey climb.
More
exposed. And it is being exposed in terms of people's heart. Yeah, we must stop it, man.
Yeah, but that's all. But the people them all the while when them try, them just put it. That is why some people get angry and cold, because them have them intelligent and want speaking up, but because they're afraid of people have ridicule them diction.
Yes, they don't. Right. So we have to get close to them. It's like when you're talking with the young ones who might be shy. They have plenty that they're thinking and feeling, but you have to bring yourself to a point where they will trust you with the communication. That's the job we have, and a lot of our leaders can't humble themselves to take the information and the instruction from the people whom they serve.
True.
So they don't want to go down to that level.
You see one of them, I can admire them all the while. You see a market woman, Empress, one of them would down and sell. Them woman could run the country.
Yes. Don't I know
economics, yes, bro.
Don't I know it.
Them could run the country.
Yep.
You understand? And the next thing again too, I am a male, but don't take it personal. This male chauvinistic way of running countries, it can't work. I think when mama has money, everybody who gone to school. Everybody who have their clothes,
Yes.
Everybody who have their shoes, but one man thing different with money.
And there's dinner on the table.
When man make the money, him try to go give woman until I run it down. When he want a gas money, he take it from her. I've been insurance here. After them make it do and stop this meal show and this crap. What am I dealing with? Understand?
Let me see if Percy is voting with you. Percy, what say you?
For me, I praise it is who is a better manager of the money, and in most instances, the woman is able to make the money stretch longer. Yeah.
It was she who invented mathematics.
Multiplication.
Multiplication, I like it. And addition.
Yeah. To the same 7 week bone from the hip to the knee, and the 28-day cycle and the moon cycle. After they start talk about numbers and do that out of necessity. Mathematics was invented.
Yeah.
Blessed.
Blessed. I love that. I love that. Bob Cosmic. Is Bob said? Yes, I used the phrase Aesop and he says, Aesop's fables are the Greeks' plagiarizations from Ethiopia.
We know that. No problem.
That's putting it out there.
But he also makes a very important point. Read what he says about constitutional reform.
Watch this constitutional reform. Black Jamaican people could end up modern form of servitude.
Careful.
Speak against it, Percy.
We continue to declare and speak against it, you know.
We speak against it just so people hear you declaring it, but then we get down to business.
Yeah, man, and do what we need to do.
Because we know that just speaking it is not enough.
Yeah, we got to do the work.
Have to do the work.
Yeah, man. Good morning, caller. Thank you for calling.
Morning, love and bless.
Good morning, African.
Again.
This new money system.
You mean the money?
It's for the rich or the poor.
You're talking about the new notes that are being introduced?
No, not those. I'm saying I'm done with them there.
Oh, you're talking about now digital currency.
Yeah. It is for the rich or the poor.
But I say it's for everybody, but if you don't have money, it don't make no sense to you.
Then how comes it about for everybody, Reverend?
African, there are some things which exist in their own domain, and you have to enter their domain. It's for those who enter. Let's put it that way. You don't choose who it got to. Money don't choose who it got to. Money is an equal opportunity kind of guy.
Employer.
Money will cleave to whomever pays the price. And those who are poor are greatly motivated to pay the price. But there's a question behind your question that I want to pull to the foreground. Any digital system depends on a certain type of network that is accessible and affordable. Affordability is a part of accessibility. We are moving deeper and deeper into an environment where a lot of poor people are going to be left out of the mainstream simply because the platform on which public life, the economy, even the politics run, they don't have access to it. And, there was a plan coming out of United Nations in the days when I certainly paid some attention to them. There was a plan about the world, communities in the world being connected. I think that should have happened for 2020. In order for the modern systems to run and to have the impact and to be inclusive, a certain depth of technological innovation is needed in each country. And Jamaica not there. So, yes. Right. So, because we're not there, we're going to find very shortly that the new money is meaningless if it is not inclusive. Money turns on confidence and mass confidence, because if you look at what they were doing with the cryptocurrency, the cryptocurrency and the NFTs and the different types of high value methods of exchange really were for the rich people.
And it failed,
And it failed. All right. So you see where I'm going. You see where I'm going.
And the man make what them call the new technology something.
Which one? There's so many.
Smart technology. What them call it?
What?
Smart technology.
Smartphones? Which part of the smart? All right.
Them have one word what them are bringing now, sir.
Make the point.
About technology.
Digitization. Say me.
No, if he's looking at the AI, artificial intelligence.
The AI.
Yes, yeah.
The AI. That the man they resign to,
Oh, there's a guy who
the man will make it.
Yes.
From and
him resign,
I'm saying the boy don't know it and don't like where it's going.
It gone beyond what he imagined. Yes.
And we down here are fully ahead enough.
The premise are pushing it hard.
But you see, those are things that reside in the imagination of men. Earlier, African, you heard me saying, I am not the least bit disturbed by these things because I know that there is a set system which cannot be overthrown and it will keep asserting itself at the right point.
Miss Minett.
Yes.
Love and bless. You see the order they come?
Yes.
The order they fall.
Yes.
Let them feel like them are going to get away with that something here. That something here where them are bringing on the people of this world. If these leaders of this world feel like that, while loophole there, remember, them not, nobody not tell them about the lake of fire, you know. Nobody not tell them, I don't hear nothing I preach about that, so one lake of fire make up loud as a phone, no?
Don't make up party.
Let me tell you something, Reverend. The hour that they come.
The hour that they fall.
Play the music that when they're ready for them, yeah?
Yes, that's a good choice.
Give thanks, love and bless.
All right, thank you.
As we await, because you're only operating in one line, so as that person come on.
As the line is released,
but what he was saying, I went back to Jamal. Jamal was found in 1974 by Michael Manley with a thing to move the literacy rate, which was 53% when he founded it, to 100%.
But this is amongst adults, because remember that Jamal was adult literacy program, which means something the ball dropped somewhere.
Right. So
good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. That sounds like Miss Elaine.
Yes.
Did you have a wonderful Mother's Day?
Oh, same to you too. Same to you too. I'm Brother Percy to your wife too.
Man, she had a wonderful day, man.
Huh?
She had a wonderful day because she have wonderful children and a good husband.
So you cook?
Yes, man, I did.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
What did you cook? I want to hear.
Okay. Some curry goat and some sweet and sour fried rice and thing. Mix up. Fruit juice, yeah, man. We can cook. My mother did make sure I learn how to do it, so I'm very grateful. And I went to look for my mother too. Yes.
Which are you from? Where you come from?
I was born in St. Elizabeth, but I've lived most of my life between St. Catherine and Kingston.
Which are the Kingston?
Is this
up in the hills? Percy is a man from the hills of St. Andrew. Yeah. Why you ask? Because of his menu?
His voice. So like one of them kind of mix up man there, you know.
Take a peek at him on YouTube. Visit the channel and see if he look mixed up.
No, but he don't look like that. But him voice so like that.
All
right. So we don't judge a man by his cover.
Yes.
True that.
All right. What's on your mind today, Miss Elaine?
Oh Lord, what my cars are talk about today? Listen, it's in a lake of fire.
Yes.
The father.
Yes.
The father not create no hell, I'm not create no lake of fire. And the father create way, and him know exactly what he was going to do and know all about us. Why mother create way and then him come? You know, understand him a kill we and no. The father is not like that.
But Miss Elaine, the truth is the lake of fire was not created for us.
Exactly.
But it is there. Don't remove that reality. It is there. So it's a choice that you make as to whether you will line up. But it was never for us as human beings.
But when your mortal body perish and because it get old and it fall to the ground and become nutrition for the soil, and what remain is the unrepentant spirit that is not reconciled with the Father, the spirit will go somewhere that is uncomfortable. What do you think? What do you think? You don't believe that someone who dies without reconciliation with their Creator goes someplace else?
Listen,
whatever you want to call this someplace else.
No, sir. The father have we under control. No care we got a guan. It nah get none of we no care. I just say I go on somebody now. That's why I kill much people one time because I'm not getting a loophole at what's going on or can't get away.
Okay.
You understand?
All right.
Yeah, man. Listen now.
Yes.
You see, America, I don't know if you know what, you know. I listen to Donald Trump back in the days when he used to talk, you know. You understand? You say, oh, Donald Trump want come turn president in just a fight. And having supremist friend them behind my push. Because where the whole of them sit down and plan and talk. You remember when the general and the White House was one be? It's something there. The police, them here, you know, and them took all long for response. You understand? That means that them down with what one. And every chance them get to kill a little black youth, them use that chance and kill him because them don't like black people, them want to see the black people know. And you know, me, I say that. I went Trump, listen, you remember when Trump said, all right, you have two ladies were born in America. But them are black, them people are from African. And Trump said, when you go back to where you come from, go back. And them born in America just like him, you know. And if I deport them, he might deport himself because I know, say, for him grandparents, them also don't come from America. I come from him, grandparents, them come there and come have, I don't know who, and him born after. So he might deport himself too. You understand? And listen, you remember to me, I talk like remember, you know. You remember when him say him have met back America be like what it used to be before? Tell me, Miss Elaine, why Trump so much on your mind this morning when all kinds of things happening in your country? Why is he on your mind? What about his politics? Anything happen to America that happen to we something you don't know what you cannot listen to me. I said, listen, Donald Trump and them and his friend them want bring you back to slavery.
Okay,
all right. Pick up. You hear when him want America to come back like what it used to be.
All right,
America used to be.
Okay, we're going to take another call. Remember, it's only one line we have. You hear, Miss Elaine? Okay. All right.
I want to think for yourself, man.
All right, Miss Elaine.
All right, Miss Elaine. We got the warning. We have the warning.
Yeah, okay.
I don't forget that we only have the one line.
Yes, so that's very, very important for us. Yeah, we were focusing on.
Oh yeah, I want to share an Ethiopian proverb that Cosmic share online. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Yeah, hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, we're hearing you.
We're hearing you. Go ahead, my brother.
Okay. Miss Minett.
Yes.
I didn't get even a chance to tell we ain't talk about the drop-ins. You know what I mean by drop-ins?
No. What is that?
Listen to drop-ins now.
Yes.
I work at a media house.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I am the head, and so I want to bring down an organization.
Yes.
I'll do. All right. I said, go down a minute and make sure anything drop on the ground, you pick it up.
Yes.
Anything. So, my young reporter now go there and hear two people discuss their love argument.
Mm-hmm.
Let them look at business, you know.
Yes.
And right away, show them love. They say them are breaking news and them are this and that. Run with it.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll say that well, the part of me can't talk. Say, man, I threaten reporter for go rape reporter. When they face the reporter and say, the reporter say, but I didn't hear that. I know that them say about my clothes where them say them not like.
The color.
Come out.
Yes.
Well, if no Miss Minett, no, let us speak now. If it was direct to the reporter, you don't think they should hear. Because if you listen on the tape or the recording, it never talk
to her. Yeah.
So and she never hear that. You know hears? When you grab it and run with it and make headline and everything. Eh?
Wow.
And then you for one whole day and the next day you just have it all over the place.
And people that do some falling on the sword type apologies.
Well, I mean, I tell you. And then you saw the apology go, Miss Minett? It's somebody else. When the apology drop, them not do no apology by themselves, you know. And somebody else recording apology, them use. Well, I'm not telling you, you see the media also and the media system, Miss Minett.
Yeah, well, my dear, I know it well. I've had a few front page features that still mystify me. But
exactly. That is why when you just come on with a guide you know, say, be careful of the things them, because we have been there and we know what is happening. Them sit down and monitor programs, and when them see at 102, you remember at 102?
Yes.
They make sure get the money man friend for buy out the station because we are come too radical for them. Yeah?
Wow.
So, you know, the people have to open them eye. Morning, Lillian. Morning.
Morning, Lillian.
Lillian, we love you. You have a sister.
All right.
And we know you have little ideas and things. Lillian, me tell her, say, jot down the things, Lillian.
Yes, so when she comes, yes.
Morning.
All right, the producer reminding us that we only have the one line.
Yeah.
But thank you for the drop-ins.
So, you understand?
Thank you for the drop-ins. I won't forget that one.
Yeah, drop-ins.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
As we wait, don't blame the creator for creating the tiger, but give thanks to the creator that he didn't make the tiger have wings. Ethiopian Proverbs.
I love it.
That is one Bob Cosmic. That's Ethiopian.
Yes, Bob Cosmic. We love that one. Good morning and welcome. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, Pastor.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to have a little religion thing with you now. You believe God love the devil more than human being?
Why is that? That's a good one. Why?
All right. During the flood,
yes,
the devil caused God to kill off all human beings. I only save them, right? That's not to the Bible.
No, sir. My Bible don't tell me that.
Kill the devil instead of you have to kill too much people, and then after you leave the devil to create the same type of havoc that cause you to kill off one world of people. You have to drown one world of people now. That you have to consider. Now for kill off one world of people now through the devil. So why never just kill the devil and solve the problem?
That's it. Let me go back now. So what you have said is what you have said is interesting, but there are some assumptions you have made, which is with
so clearly,
because you're hearing me.
No, there's a knocking going on in the background where you are like hammering.
Yeah,
yeah, you put yourself in.
All right, and it come up to the 9:30 break. Yeah.
Right. You're on a construction site?
Alright, and we're gonna take the break and try to respond to you. Alright? We're gonna try to respond to you. So 9:30 break. So we're gonna try to respond to you after the break. So hang up so somebody else can get a
Alright, yeah man. Cool.
Alright
yeah.
then.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veteran Printers, your best choice in printing.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
Jamaica and the world, you want us back? We are back. The True Deliverance Ministry, led by me, the prophet Mark Stewart, right here on Best 100 FM. This and every Thursday night from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Yes, it's War Room Thursday. Come on out and join us, each and every one, on Best 100 FM, 100.1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Come on out. Join me, the prophet, Reverend Mark Stewart, and of course, the boss shot, Apostle Marshall. Come for your healing, breakthrough, deliverance, the prayer, the miracle, the word, the testimony, and so much more. Yes, my friends, Best 100 FM, Best 100 FM, War Room Thursday, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Join us. We are going to lick it till it busts.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning, welcome back.
Yes, good morning.
Hi, Malvern, how are you? Malvern,
yes,
you heard the question that the gentleman asked me a while ago, and I wanted to respond. But go ahead.
I'll respond while Malvern is on the line.
Go ahead, my brother.
Was he not misinformed? Because of his question. He was speaking on a wrong foundation.
False premise. That's correct.
Yeah, he was talking. He said it was the devil who did what he didn't like.
Who caused God to destroy mankind?
Who caused God?
Yes, he said the devil caused God to destroy the world, and then after he built it back off 7 people, he let the devil loose in the world again.
Most ingenious.
The devil like a big rating.
No, not. I'm talking
enlightened.
Yes, enlightened. That's a most ingenious way of asking the question, because he's showing how. Wow, that's interesting how he did that.
Yes.
Because the devil caused God to do this wrong thing.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Basically. And then after God bill over, the devil, he let the devil loose amongst us again. So clearly God loved the devil more than he loves mankind.
So God is weak.
Or
God is not God.
Or prone to be seduced by the devil.
Or prone to
under the control of the devil.
Unjust decisions.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Wow. It's amazing. Humanity is amazing.
Well, and
humanity, I find humanity amazing, especially when they dislike something from above. It's amazing. Yeah.
But anyway, Malvern, you never call for that. But you speak and you call for it.
Because that's a way to escape responsibility of self.
There you go.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yes. Yes.
Responsibility of self, because we human beings want to disobey and want to go the other way. Just like we're doing now. I shouldn't say we, because I'm not like that.
That's true. Me not like that type
Your
of
man is doing that now. It's nothing new now. Man is doing the same thing that he's talking about. He's doing it now. And this time the judgment will not be water but fire.
So that met me still in here.
I was so surprised when you pointed out that the senator he said something very wrong about the illiteracy rate in the 60s in Jamaica in the 60s.
Yes.
How could he be so wrong? How could he be so wrong? And he has the information in his hands.
Yeah, well, Malvern, I tell you, people use information when they want to use it. It's available
conveniently
convenient,
and selectively.
And we know that all the time. So that is not a new thing. And then the same thing we see happening. You give a piece of it, but you don't tell all of it. And so you therefore misinform, or then you spread general disinformation to throw people off the track.
But the odd thing too is that he was trying to make out a case
that we should have consultation.
No, that consultation is happening now, because unlike in the 60s when people were illiterate, you have literate people now, so they're talking to us. I think that was the point he was seeking to make, and drew that false statistic, and has caused people now to look critically at what they're really doing, because mistaking literacy as the measure for consultation or inclusivity, that's another false premise.
They expose them heart.
Yeah, and what that shows me is we have regressed so much. Because what you say, madam, 10-year-olds could read in those days.
That's amazing. And we have high school children now who have been brought through a system that can't read.
Oh my God. He should be ashamed of himself.
He should be ashamed of himself.
Minister.
Yes.
And the president of the Senate. He's a lawyer too.
It's amazing. I will have to go to town this day to get the gleaner.
Okay.
Please
do, and keep that picture. You'll see that picture again.
Oh yes. I definitely will.
Yes.
I have made my plans to leave the bush and go get the gleaner.
I am honored that you're making the journey, and that you share with me in the struggle, because when I am on air speaking as I do and standing as I do, every little thing in my life becomes front page material.
Yes.
Yeah, I am the only Jamaican who can pay a judgment debt on time.
And it make front page.
And it make front page news.
And you know what, Miss Minett?
Yes.
This newspaper, the newspaper coverage of this thing, will be to their shame, because the record will be here for all to see.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for saying that.
Yes, man, because we all have a newspaper now, and we can say, what are you people thinking? What are you doing? Why are you so unfair?
Yeah. I love it that I'm in my carousel shirt. I just want to point that out, because in all the things we were doing, never did I make front page because a group of Jamaicans put their heart and their money into a business that should be standing today and sharing its burden of carrying Jamaica forward. I never got front page for being a part of the creation of Carousel. But every time they tore down Carousel or they struck at me, the Gleaner had space for me on their front page.
Yes, they despise your good works.
Yeah.
Yes. Madam, I believe you will be vindicated.
It has begun,
Yes.
Malvern, it has begun.
Yeah, we know.
It has begun.
And the more they cover it, the more they spotlight it, is the more the truth of your good works will be revealed.
Yes, because right now they're causing people to stand up and say, what should do so? Who is this woman? Who is this woman? Well, they will.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, my spiritual father liked to tell me, they will feel you. That's what he said to me.
Yes, I see.
Yeah, they will feel.
They will.
Not just going to see, they're going to feel it.
They will feel it.
Yeah. But thank you.
All right.
You know, you always bring me to that good conversation.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see if Enlighten gonna call us back so we can.
Yeah, respond to his because anybody heard us respond to it, because it started with a wrong premise and assumption, and the truth is brought God down to our level.
But I love what Malvern said.
Yeah.
It is an attempt to escape responsibility for your own conduct.
We know that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning and welcome.
Morning again, love and bless.
Africa.
By African time, it good.
Give thanks to the wisdom of that judge who has tried your case.
I give thanks.
Miss Minett.
Yes.
There is two spirits at work here now.
We know that.
God represents one, and the devil represents the other. Miss Minett, it's good to be here, yeah?
All right. I have to go reflect on that one deeply because I know it's true. You're finding more.
No, but his knowledge is power says that is why churches are closing down so rapidly. You would think so?
Good morning and welcome.
Miss Lawrence.
Miss Mary. How are you?
I am blessed and highly favored.
Hi, Mary.
Morning, Pastor Percival. Morning, Mr. Lawrence. Mrs. Lawrence Minett,
Yes.
I empathize with you. We are too vexed situation with the justice system.
Ah, my lady.
Hallelujah. A lot of people now must realize how unjust our justice system is. And not only that, most of the systems, right? And I just want to greet Lord Anthony Gifford and his dear wife, a friend of mine for many years. And we must all empathize with one another in our different circumstances with the law. And as this man said, it's our newspaper, the media, that highlight certain things. And when it comes down to the crunch, right, 95% of the things that they say about people, it's not true, but it's just to sell the papers. So I empathize with it today. And many other people who have been unjustly, whatever, with our justice system, including myself. And this morning, I greet Mr. Garnett Daly, one of the most powerful and decent police officer, and also condolence to my neighbor, Mr. Delroy Hewitt.
Family, yes.
And I want you people, I'm here working very hard. I am permanently tired helping people, both in Jamaica and internationally. And I want you people to take up this situation with the Strata Company of Jamaica.
What is happening with the Strata corporations?
Yes, I want you people to take up that matter because I don't know what they are collecting money, fees from, gated communities and so.
So
I want you people to highlight it out there, maybe try and interview somebody from there, all right?
Yeah, because
it's... next day, I'm going back to my work.
To your work.
And when I'm finished, I'm going to have about 6 Bombay mangoes from my property.
But
Enjoy, Miss Mary.
Mary, too much food. You're not diabetic at all, Mary.
9:10, and I have a few for my cousin who will be coming in from Philadelphia today. Blessings to you all.
Thank you, Mary. Have a wonderful day.
Well.
Always, wherever I am, I'm going to have a ball.
All right, Mary.
I know that.
Yeah.
All right.
What
That's a nice way to end the mornings.
Yeah,
the
just
phone
wanted-
calls for the morning.
Yes, that's it. We just want to. We listened on the weekend. The Nigerians celebrated their Nigeria Day, and we see it in the paper. People of African. Hey, you know so? Don't you know so?
I don't know what you're doing.
What you're
right
doing?
now.
Yes, my friend. It is so. It has been a good morning. It has been a good morning
First, you
for
need
you.
to practice that accent some
It's
more.
been a good morning for you, and I'm so glad that you
Yeah.
are here with us this morning, that we understand
right.
what is happening. But God is good, and God has told
I'm
you.
looking at him like he's gone mad.
That's that God has told you that you bless your enemies.
Oh, you see me? I had written it down.
You must bless
Yeah,
your
because
enemies. You read
all
that
right.
for
So
them. Yeah.
so anyone who looks at the front page will see that Minett is on the front page, and yeah, the Gleaner has me there again. Well, I thank them for giving me their front page. I gather you have to pay a lot of money.
Oh,
you have to
you know
buy
what
the
you
front
see,
page.
full page
Yeah,
in the Gleaner.
and
a whole lot of
and
money.
I have it for free. But those things don't deter me. I feel for every Jamaican who finds themselves in a situation where they are being disparaged and efforts are being made to humiliate them and pull them away from their purpose. Just stand your ground. It's why I came out this morning. I could have done anything else this morning. But I'm here, and I always want my life and what I do to reflect the ideals that I profess and that I encourage people to adopt and to follow. You have to stand your ground even in the face of difficulties in your own situation.
Be like
My
a Nehemiah and a
difficulties seem to be,
Gideon.
you gotta bring forward the Nehemiah spirit and the Gideon spirit that is within all of us. And I thank you, Kevin, for the Happy Mother's Day. And to all the other mothers, the Best FM mothers, Kevin Galloway is getting a chance to give us the greeting and to say hello, Clover. Clover knows herself. But thank you to those on air and online. You know that what we're doing here is serious and important work because we are seeking to transform hearts and minds through the spoken word. The spoken word have great power. The book that all of us treasure and love tells us that by the spoken word,
Everything was created.
Everything
All the
was
words were
created.
created that
Yes.
we are seeing.
Everything was created. So we know it has
that
power.
amazing?
And that's what we are addressing
I tell
here
people all the time,
in
we're
this
word
forum.
beings. We're like our God. We speak things that are not. We
Yeah.
call them into being, and we give God thanks that
Yeah.
He's with us. Yeah. So God is good.
Oh, and I should say, everybody who owe money, now you know Minett need our money. So all of you who owe me money, bring me my money.
Me too.
Somebody said to me, I must tell the money to come forth. Call it out.
forth.
I am
Right
calling
now.
out
Money
what is
come
mine.
from the east, the west, and
What
north,
is
the
mine
south.
is mine. And yes, everybody knows now that Minett need our money. So all who owe me money, please pay it up.
Yes.
I won't put you on the front page for it. And you know, I have never done so, but
You're not
it would be a
gonna put
good
that
time
front,
to
you
pay
went
me.
Knee City. And they don't want it, go to Knee City. You know what
Uh-huh.
Knee City is, right?
Yes, I know Knee City.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
I've
yeah.
seen it work in many instances
in there.
people's lives.
All right, so have a wonderful day, everyone. And
there's a
thank
song
you
that was
in
requested.
studio, out of studio. Thank you for sharing the journey with us this morning. What song we're playing? We're supposed to play. You remember? All right, good. You're better than me then. All right, thank you. Bye.
Waiting for me when I die. But between the day you're born and when you die, they never seem to hear even your cry. until the philosophy which old one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned. Everywhere is war. It's a war that until they're no longer first class and second class citizens of any nation, until the color of a man's skin is of no more significance than the color of his eyes. Miss a war that until the basic human rights are equally guaranteed to all without regard to race. This a war that until that day, the dream of lasting peace, world citizenship, rule of international morality will remaining but a fleeting illusion to be pursued but never attained. Now everywhere is war, war, and until the ignoble and unhappy regime that hold our brothers in Angola, in Mozambique, South Africa, subhuman bondage have been toppled, totally destroyed. Well, everywhere is war. Miss a war. War in the east, war in the west, war up north, war down south, war, war, rumors of a war. And until that day, the African continent will not know peace. We Africans will fight, we find it necessary.